Tattle Tells. Listen, for everybody that is first joining me, subscribe, like, comment. But honestly, you can also know this is a little something if you're not up late on Friday. This is something Saturday morning you can vibe to, clean your house to, get caught up on your work, your schoolwork to. Also, I'm going to put timestamps as we move along. So if you guys are joining late, it can take the timestamps to exactly where we are. I hope everybody, right? Mm. Sorry, somebody just sent me a post. Thank you, Kara, for sending me this post. So anyway, you guys can kind of rock out and you can get your time steps wrong, right? Ooh. Ooh. Oh wow. Okay. All right. So anyway, Kira, thank you. Let's say hi to everybody. What's up, Red Lily? YouTube be hating on me. They don't like giving me notifications. Hey, Benicia. Hey, Kim Riley. Hey, V Hagrid. Hello, Lois. Annette Arties. We have so much to discuss tonight. There's so much going on in the world right now. So many serious, pressing issues, and we ain't talking about none of them. We're here to laugh. We're here to kiki. We're here to drag, and we're here to do whatever we can to have a little escapism and have a little fun. So if anybody wants to come in the chat, talk about there's people in Uganda, Rwanda, Afghanistan, and all the way down. Yes, we know. And in the 90 other percent of our life, we do what we can to help. But right now, this is our time, and let's kiki and have it. Thank you so much, Lily. Thank you. Let's have a quick kiki and let's get into the matters. Y'all, who should we start off with first? I kind of want to start off with the Real Housewives of Potomac trailer that came out featuring Andy and featuring Candice Dilliard, right? Hey, Dee Dee. Hey, Annette. Hey, Kim. Kyra. Big hugs back to you. Hey, Kenny. What's on? Hey, Brittany Jackson. Hey, Kimmy. What's going on? Everyone say hi to Lily and thank you for the super chat, Lee. Appreciate that so much, Mama. Hey, Elaine Chen. Yes, we all need an escape. I'm sick of people coming on our escapist thing, being like, there's real issues in the world going on. Bitch, we know. Why do you think we're in this chat having a kiki and laughing? We know there's real shit going on in the world. There's real shit in our lives. If you don't get out of here, if you're a Debbie Downer, Eeyore stuff. Speaking of Eeyore, we should probably get into whatever, right? Hey, Sabrina. Hey, Latasha. We're going to start the timestamp soon for anybody just joining. If you want to just jump to your favorite people, I'll add them as we go along. Yes, let the tattle tells Kiki. Hey, So Supreme. Hey, Margaret. Thank you. I love you too. Margaretta. Thank you, Miss Washington. Oh, hey, what's up? Everybody say hi to Takia. She is new to the chat. Let's give a big Tattle Tells welcome. What's a Tattle Tells welcome? It should be something messy and gossipy, right? Like, girl, come here. That's right. Hey, Tonya. Tania, is it Tonya or Tania? Probably Tania. Okay, you guys, where should we start first? I really want to start with the Andy Candice mess, right? Listen, I'm with Lily. Lily says Andy Cohen is done with me on Andy Cohen is so done with me on IG and Twitter. I keep adding him about how he treats Candice and colorism. Y'all, hey Kiki Snobs, hey EA, listen. Hey Brenda, let me tell y'all something, right? I said this a long time ago, and so many people came after me. Not y'all, right? But so many people drag me, talk about I don't know what colorism is, this, that, and the third. Let me tell you something. I said a long time ago, because I was astounded at what was happening to Candice. And I said a long time ago, one, Andy doesn't mess with Candice. And two, even if you don't think it's colorism, you have to acknowledge whether you like her or not. See, here's the thing. I cannot like someone and still understand they're being treated unfairly. Like you can have opposing thoughts about the same thing. I might not care that you're being treated unfairly. I might even want you to be treated unfairly. But I can still take a step back and say, hey, thank you, Elaine Chain. Thank you, Miss Chen. Thank you very much, right? Listen, I can understand when I don't like someone and they're being treated unfairly. Doesn't mean I'm not applauding. Doesn't mean I'm like, yes, get them. But I still understand that they're being treated unfairly, right? it shocked me how many people were like, what are you talking about? Candice gets treated the same as everyone. And I said, it doesn't matter whether you think it's colorism or not. She gets treated at a different standard. The standard for her is much higher than everybody else. She's held to a higher standard. She's chastised. She's talked to badly. Even the way Andy Cohen talks to her with no respect. We're going to get into his ass in a second. And I said, even if you don't think it's colorism, you have to understand there's another standard. All things being equal, yes, her mouth this is, yes, she's this, yes, she's that. But even if you account for all that, why is she being treated so much worse? Why she's berated? And now, everybody told me to shut up, shut up, shut up. And I'm like, but why can't two things be true? I understand you don't like her, but you still can see with your two eyes that she's being treated unfairly, right? Doesn't mean I'm not there for it. And now we see the natural progression of things, right? Because here's the thing. Andy Cohen isn't ish in my book, right? I don't like the questions he asks. I don't like the tone. I don't like this. But I'll tell you one thing. He's also a clout chaser, and he runs to where the public goes. He's a bit cowardly like that. And what he's been seeing, the public is like, yes, Mia, drag Candice, yes, do that. So him being a clout chaser, he's going to jump on top of that. On top of that, if you read All Diamonds Are Rosé, and if you haven't, and join me on my book club. We're halfway through chapter 3, and we're going to finish chapter 3 and start chapter 8 next week. So join me on the book club. You don't got to buy the book. I actually read, we drag, we comment on it. It's really, really fun. I let people call in and comment. Listen, join my book club. It's fun, right? And listen, if you want to get the book, just know that, trying to get comfortable, sorry. If you want to get the book, just know as long as you don't get ketchup prints on it, you can return it. And I think they give you 8 days to return it if you buy it on Kindle. Almost every book I bought last year got returned because I was like, trash, garbage, send it back. So anyway, let me get to my point. You would know if you read All Diamonds Are Rosé, you would know 2 things. One, Andy Cohen is biased. He never liked Candice. So in one of the scenes, in one of the chapters, he talks about how, when the shit happened between Candice and Monique, he had learned from the Porsha situation that when Black women stand up is a form of aggression. I thought that was offensive because I was like, why are you treating us like we're not human beings? And this goes for all the people on Twitter, whether you're melanated or not. Stop acting like there are different rules of engagement just because you're a different ethnotype, phenotype, whatever it is. You guys don't understand how detrimental this is for a certain type of person that wants excuses to treat you unfairly. The way y'all be sitting there talking about something, yes, yeah, and we're going to get into the funny keys, but this makes me mad and I need to address it. The way y'all be sitting there like, yes, because in our community, it's talk-ish, get smacked. Yeah, but these are the same talking points that they use to justify why we're treated with more force, why we're treated crueler, why we're treated harsher. Because in our community, we only understand violence, right? Right? In our community, simple arguments end in assault. So if you're talking to somebody in a position of authority and they think you're being a little bit too spicy, they can do what they can to sedate you, right? To smack you up, to to do whatever they need to do, right? Because that's the rules of engagement. That's the type of people they're dealing with. They're not dealing with people that can have an argument and walk away. They're not dealing with people that can say mean words and walk away. They're not dealing with people that can have a heated debate and keep their way in their mind. No, they're dealing with people where the only thing they understand is violence. And every time there's any type of disagreement, whether it's big or small, violence will get involved. I don't understand why more people on Twitter, Instagram, all this stuff don't understand that these dumb things they say, and literally I'm looking like, are they 16 years old? Or honestly, are they even of our community? Because there's a lot of trolls online pretending they're part of our community. But anyway, even if they are, it's like, do you not understand how this dumb juvenile way of thinking that you can't even apply, not even that you don't want to apply in your own life, that you can't even apply in your own life? Because truth be told, someone that has that mentality feels very, very powerless. Somebody that has that mentality has been treaded on too many times. Someone that has that mentality has been played so many times, but they are powerless to do anything about it, that they keep this inner rage wrapped up. And when they see somebody explode with that on TV and have no consequences, it makes them good. It's almost like watching it's almost like watching like a superhero, right? Their superhero, their dreams, the way their life would have gone. Because there's no one that's well adjusted that's thinking that mess. I don't care what you say. Listen, when I was in high school, I got into my fair share of whatever. But once you calm down, you get well adjusted. You get things that you care about. You get things that actually feed your soul. That side of your personality, I would think, fades away by the time, hopefully by the time you're 30, right? Anyway, right? Um, Listen. Cole, hey, what's up, Cole there? She said, I hear you, Tisa. I'm so distracted. I'm so distracted because I see Simon is checking in with the thumbs down so quick. Y'all, quiet as it's kept. It's not just Simon. I will say something, right? Y'all have been super, super good to me. And you guys have helped me grow incredibly fast. I think because I hide my subscribers, people just don't know how fast I've grown. That doesn't matter, right? What does matter is, there's a lot of people I started out with that are peers that are doing their best to hate on me, this and that. And I feel like they want me, and I just have to say this, right? If the hate continues and the thumbs down continues, I don't think I can do this anymore. It just hurts me too much when I see like thumbs down and people commenting on my posts and telling me I'm obsessed with this person and that person. Like, I really want you guys to love me and be proud of my work. And like, it hurts me when you guys say that. And if this hate keeps coming, I'm going to have to stop. I'm just joking. They can kiss my ass. I'm not stopping nothing. And this is for anyone that watched this, that got joy in their hearts because you thought this dumb shit, this stupid, like, thumbs downing, reporting my videos, talking shit in my lives, talking shit in my comments. Do you listen? Do y'all? I don't know what you think this is, but honestly, thank you. I enjoy it. Keep it up. If y'all think your little juvenile actors are going to slow me down or stop me, you have another thing coming. Listen, I just want to know for everybody that's been giving me hate, I see you, I hear you, and I don't give a bleep. I'm saying that for the YouTube censors, and I don't give a damn how you feel. And we're going to keep going with this, right? I'm just saying, the fact that people think it's like, and I get it. I get it. I'm super, super like friendly and happy, and I get it. I'm like a messy little ray of sunshine. Who coined that term? Somebody, one of my commenters gave me that, like a messy ray of sunset. But it's like my mom always said, don't let the sunny disposition fool you. If you think that these little antics about you whispering about me, besmirching my name, talking shit about me to other people is going to stop anything, okay. Anyway, listen, let's go, right? Let's go, right? Yeah, it's just amethyst. Listen, thank you for the encouragement. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing, but I just want the haters to know I honestly don't care. I don't care. I just had to let you know because at a certain point I was like, I don't care, really? So-and-so said what about me? So-and-so says what? So-and-so thinks I'm jealous of them. That's cute. Anyway, let's get back to Andy Cohen's dumb ass, right? Let me put the timestamp in this real quick for the thing. So if people are joining, they can just jump in. All right. So there we go. Let's say that. Okay, look at me being a responsible YouTube, putting timestamps in. I know I always promise y'all timestamps and I never deliver, but this time I am. So anyway, let me tell y'all something, right? Back to Andy Cohen, right? So in the book, All Diamonds Are Rosé, Andy's like, oh, I used to think that the person that physically attacks somebody is in the wrong. But then the cast of Real Housewives of Atlanta explained to me how that's a sign of aggression. Now, to me, that was coded language for your Black friends, because clearly they're the only Black people that you know, because they had to explain this to you about our culture, right? Which to me was already offensive. We are a monolith. I cannot say because I know this type of person or that type of person that I can speak for all of them because a few people are cool with me, told me something about their culture. No, I think I know a little bit, but if other people in the culture tell me, yeah, that's not true, I have to respect the culture. So Andy was like, they told me that that was a sign of aggression, right? With Kenya and Porsha. So when I saw Monique and Candice, my first inclination was to say, but what role did Candice play in this? And Andy Cohen reminds me of that person that says, you ain't got a lot to kick it. It's like my mom always says, if somebody likes you, you don't have to do anything. They're always going to rock with you. If someone does not like you, it doesn't matter what you do. They are never going to accept you. Andy just doesn't like Candice. Now, I have my opinion why. Any woman that is not being dogged out, right, is not a damsel in distress, is not a complete mess, is not suffering with any type of man that doesn't want them, or being in some sort of relationship where they are not treated respectfully. Any woman that seems to be happy, loved, confident, and got her own money and didn't do it playing starfish on the mattress. No shade to anybody that did it playing starfish on the mattress. But any woman that just got her own money and didn't do it, Andy doesn't like. He doesn't like. You have to be a hot mess. You have to be humiliated somehow. You have to be bust down. He calls it colorful people. I call it, you don't like self-confident women. You don't. Somebody acting like Nene to me is not self-confident, because Nene is full of bravado. I look at somebody like Nene. She's funny. She's beautiful. She's full of light. But I can also see where she's broken. I can see the brokenness on her. Like, I can see the nose jobs. And I'm not shading her nose job, but those are like, I can just look at Nene and I can see all her childhood trauma. I can see everything that's going on now, and I can see the issues that she has not worked on. And I can see the issues that she's probably not going to conquer before she transitions into a different field, right? That's just me. Andy Cohen can see that, and he loves it too. He doesn't like people that have come to peace with who they are. He doesn't like people, and coming to peace with who you are doesn't mean you're perfect. Coming to peace with who you are is the way others see you and the way you see yourself are aligned. It doesn't mean that you're comfortable with it if you're not fine, but it's like someone saying, I know I'm not ish. I know. Now, that doesn't mean you're not trying to be better. Doesn't mean, but you've come to the point where you align with what reality is. Reality is a mixture of the way others see you, the way you see yourself, and the way what really actually is. Reality is a construct. Andy doesn't like people that have come to grips with reality. Why? Because the number one thing in spiritual work is, I know I'm getting off topic, but follow me on this, it's coming around. The number one thing in spiritual work to truly step in your power, is the ability to see reality. Not what you hope it to be, not what you want it to be, not what you think you can make it, and not what it could be, but what it is right now. Because when you see what it is right now, it gives you a firm base to start climbing and actually get where you need to be. So many people, myself included, right? I'm not the Dalai Lama. I'm not Buddha, right? So many people waste so much time, days, months, years, wondering why they're not making any progress. You're not making any progress because you're trying to climb this mountain you see, right? And you don't even know where to start. You're literally the most powerful thing you can have in your arsenal is to be able to see what reality is, because it gives you a firm base in this physical world so that you can actually jump and make a come up. Because that's the funny thing is, that's why spiritual people talk about self-acceptance, accepting yourself for what you actually are. Because once you see what really is, you can fill in the blanks and take yourself to amazingness, right? But so many people don't want to do that because it's too painful to realize where they're at. It's too painful to look what's going on. They don't want to. So they'd rather live in a dream world and kind of like say they're climbing, but wonder why it's been a decade and they haven't gone anywhere. You haven't gone anywhere because you refuse to actually see where you are. Do you see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying, right? I just think that, again, I'm not saying all the housewives are broken. I'm saying that a lot of Andy's favorites are broken and have no interest in getting fixed. They have embraced the ego so much that the false reality must rule. And Andy loves that because there's an amusement to seeing somebody that is purely ego based. But to me, Andy reminds me kind of like darkness. I'm not saying that he's evil, but it reminds me of the way many people find dark times in their life because they are surrounded by people that applaud their purely ego-based selves, that applaud the worst versions of themselves, that applaud them for being in situations that don't serve them. It doesn't serve their spirit. It doesn't even serve their heart or mind, but it's purely ego-based. And maybe that's a recipe for the housewives, right? Maybe a recipe for the housewives. Maybe that's why Candice is being ostracized. Because listen, we love the Grand Dame, but she's purely ego-based. You can be a fan of Nicki Minaj, ego-based like a mother, right? Look at Giselle. Whenever I hear like see Giselle, I think of like what's that movie, The Lost Boys, and I just hear "Thou shalt not." Giselle is just woo. Listen, Candice doesn't fit in. Ashley, super ego based, but Ashley's a weird conundrum because she's super ego based, but she's also super self aware. That Gemini duplicity, right? She knows where she's lacking, but that's why she causes so much drama for everybody else because she's so self aware. She literally starts drama to drown out the voices in her head because she knows what's going on, but she can't help herself, right? But anyway, we can get to that on a different thing. I know y'all came from mess. We're not here to have like spiritual 101. But I will say Andy doesn't appreciate women like Candice. Now, people bought in the colorism. I think we can act because nobody wants to accept it's real. Since even people in our own community are gaslighting me, like, are you serious? I know what colorism is. I see colorism. I've seen people in my family suffer from it. I've seen people that just because the way I look would say little slick shit to me under their breath, right? They didn't stay in my life, but say little slick shit under their breath because they thought I would what? Chuckle? Let it slide? You see what I'm saying? But for people to act like it didn't exist, for people to act like that's not what's happening to Candice, man, whatever. I don't got time for that. So I'm not even debating that, but even if you, and this is my whole point with everybody, even if you take all of that out, all of it, let's just say there is none. Even if you take all that out, y'all still don't see anything weird with the way she's being treated. We sat for 4 episodes of the reunion of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Like Erica threatened people, called people, see you in next Tuesday, said, "Could somebody please back me that F up?" And all this stuff, and all Andy said is, "You're a piece of work." And Erica, "What? Nothing. You're a piece of work." And you're sitting up here with Candice Dilliard, Candice Bassett Dillard, Black Candice Bassett, Candice Dillard, a member of my community, a member of the Black community, and telling her, "How's that serve you, your mouth?" And she implying that it was her fault that she got physically assaulted. Why? Because the Black women you knew on Real Housewives of Atlanta, the 7 women that you even have in your life told you that, and first of all, when you actually read the book, that's not what they said. They said that when Porsha got to the set, her energy was off. And Carlos King said he felt her energy was off all day. And he was watching nervous because something was off. Porsha was in the middle of her divorce. She wasn't in the right mind frame. Something was just off. So when Porsha stood up, Carlos King said he jumped up and ran over there because he knew that was a sign of aggression. And a lot of them echoed those sentiments. And from Andy Cohen took that and heard, "Oh yeah, I heard from my Black friends. I heard from the cast of Real Housewives of Atlanta that when a Black woman does that, that's a sign of aggression." No, see, this is how you're telling on yourself. This is how you are telling on yourself because that's not what they said. They said when Porsha did it, they knew it was a sign of aggression. When Porsha did it, they could tell from Porsha it was a sign of aggression. But that's the thing. They were speaking to somebody that maybe sees us as a monolith. And they were having a conversation with someone that actually saw us as individuals. And know that as Tisa does something, that doesn't mean Porsha's going to do it. If Porsha does something, doesn't mean Giselle's going to do it. If Giselle does something, doesn't mean Phaedra's going to do it. Why? Because we are not a monolith. We're not a monolith. And the fact that Andy can't wrap his mind around the fact that, but what if Candice was socialized? Let's just say the girls in Atlanta said was true. They live in Atlanta. They grew up in Atlanta. What's that got to do with Candice Dillard Bassett that grew up in country clubs in, where was it, Potomac? In D.C., in Maryland, Virginia, wherever her country club was? Do you understand that even if that can be true for the people in Atlanta, we're not a monolith? So the people that look like us that are in Atlanta might have different cultural rules than the people in California or Louisiana or Kentucky or Illinois. Do you understand we're not a monolith? Do you understand we don't come in on Zoom every month and say, hello, welcome to the annual African American, Black, or whatever you like to call yourself meeting. Please have a seat. One moment, let's sing our national anthem, lift every voice and sing. Now we're going to listen to Dr. Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, and now we will have our thing. Do you understand we're not a monolith? Do you understand? But again, that when people get like that, that's when it lets me know, like, you're telling on yourself. You think hundreds of millions of people, right? You think tens of millions of people? How many Black people are in this world? Let's just act like it's hundreds of millions in the US. I think I'm right, but just in case y'all be in the comments like, it's not hundreds of millions. But you think hundreds of millions of people all go by the same rules? Why would that be, Andy? Because you don't go by the same rules. The people in your community don't go by the same rules. They're allowed to have different personalities, right? Different cultures, different things of what they're saying. Yes. But anyway, let's get off that topic and let's go into how Andy had the nerve to insinuate that Candice kind of deserved what happened. And how's that working out for you? How come he didn't have that energy for Erica Jane, huh? How come he didn't say? And here's the thing. I think because the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion is just aired and now he's digging into Candice. I think because they're listening to people on the internet, right? On Twitter, on this and that, being like, oh, we hate Candice. She's the worst. I think because he's doing that, he thought he had the public on his back and he's like, yeah, let me go clout chase. Let me cap. And everybody is now with the way you treated Erica and the way she was allowed to sit in her womanhood and sit in her femininity and fit in her being fragile, can't handle, even though she's telling everybody to shut the F up through bar teeth like she's a wild animal and calling people see you in next Tuesday. She's allowed to do that, right? And then we have him getting in on Candice. I don't care if you like Candice or not. I really don't care. I hope that your hatred or dislike of someone would not stop you from pulling back and saying objectively, if I was an alien, right? Looking down from space, this is how you the objective standard is. And I didn't know anything about Earth's customs. What would I think about what happened between Erica versus the way Candice treating? And again, I don't care. This isn't about whether you think Candice deserved it. This isn't about that. Pull back. Pull to 50,000 feet and look down on the situation. Erica did things, in my opinion, 20 billion times worse than Candice. There's literally people with burn victims that don't even have money to pay the light bills right now. Watching her talk Billy badass and telling, I'm not a liar. Tom flipped his truck 11 times. And guess what? What Erica did was 50 times worse than what Candice has ever done. Right? Erica was treated with respect, given grace, given eating. Did Andy ever say to Erica, well, how's that working out for you, the way you talk to people? Did Andy look at Erica and say, you think that's why Tom left you penniless? You think that's why they don't trust you? Because you lie too much? Did Andy ever look at Erica and ask her anything? Did Andy ever blame Erica for anything she's going through? For the public opinion, for anything? No. But he looked at Candice Dilliard and said, you guys, leave your hatred for her alone. Leave whether you think she deserved it or not alone. Because let me tell you something. Your enemy might be treated unfairly and might be getting smacked. See, you guys, the people that don't get this, I'm going to just say, explain it for the people in back. This is why people throughout centuries, throughout every civilization, demand fairness in dealing. It might feel good to see somebody you hate dragged and treated unfairly. It might be good to see somebody you don't like popped in the mouth for no reason, right? Or not even that, popped in the mouth for a reason. And they're just like, how dare you hit me? And it might feel good. It felt so good because you can't stand her. You can't stand her mouth. Oh, that's what she get. But you realize what that is, right? You just created a precedence. You just told people that it's okay for them to deal with anybody they don't like that. So right now you're delighting in the fact that the person you don't like is being dragged. But see, that's the thing about unfairness. It doesn't just stay with the person you don't like. One day you're going to be in the situation where you feel justified and you feel like you need to voice how you're treating unfairly and you feel that you can stand up. And then guess what? You're going to get popped in the mouth. One day you're going to voice yourself the same way your coworkers do. And one day you're not going to be on the right side. And by right side, I mean the side of popular opinion, right? Popular opinion is not always the right opinion. And your coworkers and your boss are going to pile up to you and gaslight you and lead you to believe that everything you do is wrong, even though they do the same thing. Does that sound familiar? For all my people melanated in this chat, Black, white, Puerto Rican, does that sound familiar? Does that sound familiar? It sounds like discrimination. It sounds like harassment in any workplace. But it's the type of thing you can't really sue over because it happens in a lot of corporate jobs. It happens in a lot of jobs. See, that's what I mean. You delight in seeing it happen to somebody you don't like, but that's why we need fairness in dealings with people, because eventually the way they treated that person, when you fall out in favor with them, they're going to treat you too. And that's what Karen doesn't realize, and Giselle doesn't realize, and Ashley doesn't realize. Well, Ashley probably realizes, but she thinks she's smarter to stay ahead of the curve, right? That's what they don't realize. But their time will come. Giselle's sitting there playing, and this was also an All Diamonds Aren't Rose. You guys join the book club by joining. Just watch a damn video. I already did one for chapter 3. We got halfway through it. Next, we're doing chapter 3, the rest of chapter 3 and chapter 8. Chapter 3 is Potomac. Chapter 8 is Real Housewives of Atlanta. But, you know, Giselle is also a dummy. She did, you know, the funny thing is, I tried my best to not pull on Giselle, because I realized, and a lot of y'all gonna get mad at me, but I'll say that a lot of the hate Giselle received in the early seasons was, in my opinion, unjustified. It was. It was just like Giselle was like the popular girl in school. Nobody liked and they hated her and this and that. And to that point, she does have that attitude. But it was just like, girls, calm down. It's not that serious, right? But I say all that to say, Giselle's a goddamn idiot. She let Jamal run game on her, drive her loopy according to Karen Huger, and I'm not playing her for that. I feel very sad that her heartbreak was so bad it made her lose her grasp on reality. All right? I'm not playing her for that. What I am, after that happened, you let that man back in your life. And I'm not really judging her for that, because I get it. I get it. I get it. You had something to prove. You know, he obviously got into your head. You had something to prove. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to put lotion on, but I only have oil. So y'all gonna have to see me be greasy for a second. Suck it in, skin. Suck it in. But anyway, look at this. Ooh, if you like, anyway, he did that, and you let him in. Kids told you this and that. Giselle's stupid because she always wants a pat on the head. You learn from that book, All Diamonds Aren't Rosé or whatever. I hate that title. It never rolls off the tongue. All Diamonds and No Rosé, whatever it is. The Housewives book. You know, she prides herself at being a producer. She prides herself for producing scenes, for getting shot, for keeping the drama going. She prides herself. She literally said in the book, that scene between Ashley and Candice and the butter knife at Candice's mom saying, right, was saying, she said, and by the way, you're welcome for that scene. She was bragging about the way that she actually instigated that whole thing. But the thing is, why I said Giselle's a dum-dum. You ain't got nan executive producer roles. You don't have any producer credits. You don't have anything. You're literally getting your salary and playing producer. That's it. You're not getting a promotion. You're not getting anything. But in Giselle, I guess it feels like power. And she can get that paycheck to keep building her 9-room mansion wherever she lives. So I guess to her, it's a good trade-off. To me, it's a dumb trade-off, because if you are doing all this stuff, I would make them up my pay. I'm a goddamn producer. Seriously, put my name in the red light. Put my name in the shining lights above Real Housewives of Potomac, because I'm a producer. So Giselle's dumbass turns and says, honestly, if Mia would have popped you, I would have just gone. But you didn't have that energy when Karen called you everything, including a see you whatever double Tuesday, right? Right? You didn't have that energy when Karen spilled all your business, right? You ain't have all that business when Monique pulled out her binder, did you? Because that's the thing. I wasn't with Monique because I didn't like the way she treated Candice. But you sat there and let Monique play the dog mess out of you and didn't have shit to say. But you didn't have anything to say because it was true. That's why you ain't have anything to say. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Thank you. Chocolate Padilla. Even when Jizzy wore that tax t-shirt in front of Karen, there was ever a time when the power the Lord literally got into your hands and balled up, it would have been when both Karen's parents were passing away from Alzheimer's, and they all both passed away within 6 months of each other. God rest their souls. And Ray was being hit with that tax lien publicly, right? She didn't have anything to say. So I guess if Karen had gotten up and mollywopped her, she would have been justified, right? Right, Giselle? She would have been justified. But again, I don't take anything Giselle says anymore. You are nothing but a producer. You are the plant. You are the ops. And then Ashley sitting on the edge of the couch. Good, because she knows her ass is halfway out the door because she didn't deliver, right? Talk about trying to jump into every conversation. But I heard literally trying to assert herself. But that's how you can tell that Candice is educated. Candice wouldn't even give her breath. She wouldn't even turn to look at her. She knew Ashley was trying to have a moment. She knew Ashley was trying to have a moment and make herself relevant through Candice. And Candice wasn't giving it to her. Yes. Listen, when it's Giselle's turn to speak about herself, all we hear is crickets. But you know why? Because she throws her coworkers to the dogs. Right? I feel like she had to deal with producers, and she put Robin down with it like, psst, psst, come here. As long as we give somebody else's private life to talk about, they won't get into ours, girl. So just play along. Let's just talk about, who can we talk about? Monique's gone. We can't really say anything about Candice. Karen and Ray, we already did that. Ashley, that's my girl. And Robin's like, why not? And Giselle like, psst, no, Ashley's cool. Who can we, ooh. We can't talk about Escala because she's new. We won't really know that much. Let's talk about Wendy's marriage. Talk about Wendy's marriage. Talk about the affairs with Eddie following by blah, 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 blah. Yeah, it's on All True Tea. Let's do it. And then they're not going to talk about our mess. That's what they were thinking. And that's exactly what they did. Now, the thing is, Wendy's educated too. Wendy saw their ass coming and said, I will light you up. Don't you ever in your life think you're using my marriage for a plot line. Karen, Giselle, and Robin got so mad. So mad. And Robin's crying because Wendy won't let her use her for her plot line. Because you saw why Robin did it. As soon as they turned the camera on Robin and Juan, we were like, what in the world? What's going on with your relationship? Robin, I thought this relationship changed. Meanwhile, she's at the car door knocking on the window. Juan's rolling up the car window. Robin's like, damn, will you let me get my fingers out? Like literally rolled the window up on Robin's fingers damn near and then drove off. I'm surprised he didn't drive over her foot. It was just, oh God, they're ridiculous, right? Listen, they're ridiculous. They are ridiculous. Ashley will run in quick to do their bidding, run to the bathroom or pump milk, then leave while saying, did I do that? Like Urkel. Listen, Ashley is also producer plant, but Giselle put her down the game. As long as you are an agent of chaos and throw your coworkers under the bus and get a moment, you're fine for the chopping block. You're fine, right? You're fine. Listen, Robin is sleeping while life passes by her. Listen, now that I've seen what's going on with Robin and Juan, I don't think it's the pandemic. I think it's living with Juan. Juan seems like he tolerates Robin. And even if he doesn't, I don't want a man like that in my life. I don't want a man like that in my life. I don't want you to tolerate me. I don't want you to tell me I'm slipping and get myself together. If you think that I'm slipping, help me. Help me stand up. If you think I'm not doing enough, then support me. And love me and help me be a better version of myself. I don't care if he's like, I really don't care what's going on. It's just not with me. Never in a million years. I don't like people that are rough with me. And by rough, I mean, I don't like people that are cruel to me. I don't like people that are unkind to me. I can get a person in the street to talk to me the way Juan talks to Robin. I can get any guy in the street to treat me the way Juan treats Robin. That's why I'm like, well, what's the point of having you here? Why are you here? To have somebody warm in my bed? Get out of here. Because I can get somebody in the street to do for me and treat me the way you do. You know? Yeah. Listen. But here's the thing. Juan tolerates her. He reminds me of that song. You know that song by Brandy, Almost Doesn't Count? I think sometimes they have a good, you could tell there's something about her that he just doesn't find not attractive, but I don't think she does it for him. You know what I'm saying? You know how like when you do it for the guy you're with, you could be in like your bonnet, 3-day-old sweats, cleaning out the cabinets. And they're just like, ooh, what's that? There's just you could be telling them a story, looking your worst, and they are all ears because there's something about you that they find so alluring and so attractive. And yeah, even when the relationship gets old, it's still that initial like, wow, like there's just, and I don't think one ever really had that for. Again, it goes down to liking, not even on a sexual way, but like sometimes you're with someone because you like the stories they tell, you like their energy, you could just listen to them all day. Even when they get on your last nerve, when they tell you a story, you're like, for real? And then what happened? Right? I just don't think that there's anything about Robin enough to really capture Juan's heart, but sometimes he almost feels like he's there. You know, it's almost like, did you used to date people, and the first date you were like, I'm not really feeling them. And the second date, you're like, I mean, it was funner than I thought. And the third date, for some reason, you have so much fun. You're like, wow, you know what? I could maybe see myself being with them. But then you get together for the fourth date and you're like, nah. I don't know what I was thinking. And you're around on the fourth date and you're like, nah, I don't know what I was thinking. I guess the wine was good that night, or maybe it was the ambience, but I don't like you. I feel like that's the constant cycle between Robin and Juan. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying, right? Yeah. Yeah. I just don't get it, right? Yeah, yeah, that's the thing, right? Jackie said, I've been reading interviews and articles with Juan, and he really sucks. He literally did an interview at 34 years old talking about how he's learning to be a man. Let me tell you something. Y'all can keep raising these people if you want. I don't believe in somebody raising. No, I'm your pretty princess. No, raise me. No. No, ain't nobody. No. Sorry. Literally, my dad's probably gonna be like, "Here, she's your problem now," and I'm like, "Yep, I'm your problem now." Like literally, get out of here. Listen, like my dad always told me, no, mm-mm, no. Yes, I'm independent. Yes, I can do it on my own. Yes, I can bring my own groceries in the house. Yes, I could do this on my own. But guess what? You're here. Can you? Yes, I can take my own garbage out, but you're here. Just like if I'm with the, listen, I'm not going to do it. And that's another thing. Robin seems like she has the problem is she's arguing with someone for the bare minimum. You know, you get a lot more happiness in life if you realize you can be with someone that that argues with you about whether they got to take out the trash, or whether they got to take you out to dinner, or whether they got to call you every night or text you every night, right? Or you could just find someone that thinks it's a gift to be able to talk to you every night. Think it's a gift to be able to take your sexy ass out to date night. Thinks it's a gift to be able to be around you. Thinks it's a gift that you rely on them and trust them to take the garbage out, to do this, to help you. Like again, there's no right or wrong, but you find so much peace in your life when you're with someone that does the things you require without asking because they don't mind. Just like some women like cooking, right? Some women like cooking. Cooking your man, if you like cooking your man a meal every night to you is a gift because you're like, I love cooking. I love cooking for the people I love. I love you. Ooh, let's do this. And you like to eat. Yo, prepare to eat a meal every night. I got you. Some women like to cook. And then there's some women that's just like, I ain't doing shit but lifting up that phone and making reservations. We better go out. There's no right or wrong, but you need to be with someone that naturally does the things for you that you value. That's all I'm saying, right? That's all I'm saying. Sandra, ATL, what's up, mama? You said, other than the kids, Robin doesn't seem to contribute to the relationship. I mean, listen, Sandra, I love you, boo, but I think raising two children is all the contribution to a relationship a woman needs. One didn't change no diapers, is not involved with school. It's a very old-fashioned relationships in the fact of the kids are Robin's responsibility. Robin got two kids, right? All my dad required as my mom is that she made sure we went to school, we got educated, we always looked clean, had a hug and kiss for daddy when he came home. And literally, my mom raised us. And my dad was fine with it. If Juan has a problem with that, then Juan needs to be a man and say, I want a career woman, and I'm out the door. Now, also, Sandra, I will say to you, Robin runs Embellish, and from what I hear, it's a flourishing business. But even if she only stayed home and raised Juan's kids, let me tell y'all something. I'm from the mindset. There's nothing more you can contribute to a marriage as a woman than making sure your kids grow up healthy, wise, feeling loved, and like emotionally intelligent. Literally, that's your job as a woman in my mind. For someone to say that besides the kids, you don't seem to contribute much. You raised your generation. That's Juan's namesake. What y'all want? Robin out there. And I'm not saying this to you, Sandra. I'm saying to everybody, what y'all want? Robin out there working 9 to 5 at Prudential Life Insurance so the kids, when they're 50, can be like, my mom wasn't around. They got to go to therapy and deal with the same shit we do. Man, you don't stay your ass home and build a cocoon of love around my kids and mind your damn business. Listen, I'm the type of woman too. If it came to my kids, I would go out and be the breadwinner as long as the man was building a cocoon of love and raising my kids so they don't feel the generational curses that neither me or him have. But again, that's just the way I deal it, right? That's just the way I deal. Listen, Black Swan, I heard you, right? My brother told my husband not to bring me back because I'm spoiled. Listen, I don't even think I'm spoiled. I'm just looking like, right? Like literally, you know that thing is like, Cash, why are you doing too much? And I said, shut up, ho. I ain't doing too much. Oh, you effing mad. Oh, you so sad. Shut up. I like doing too much, you know? Let's see. Listen, Robin manages the children in the house and works. My mom was a stay-at-home mom. I know for a fact, even if she didn't work, managing children in a house is a full-time position, and you don't ever get a day off. You don't ever put most people that don't run a household and make them run a household and see just how much they float over their heads. Raising children and managing a household is a full-time you know, let me get off here because we're not going to go into like labor economics and this and that. Listen, I'm pro woman. Do what you want. You want to be on the pole, be on the pole. You want to be a CEO, be a CEO. But I need for everyone to respect what stay-at-home moms do. I do. I really honestly do. My mom was a stay-at-home mom, and goddamn, she did everything. Don't get me wrong, my dad was a super hard worker, but we weren't easy. And she sacrificed so much of her dreams, her time, her ambition. Maybe she could have even been more successful with my dad than my dad. And she didn't have to slow down and give us the love and encouragement and confidence that we desperately needed. That when we came home from school at 3:30 in the morning, at 3:30 in the afternoon, we needed a mom sitting at the table with some, like, not milk and cookies, but like, hey, so what's going on with you? We needed someone there and we didn't even realize it. I think a lot of people aren't raised with that firm base. And I think when you're not raised in it, you don't realize how valuable it is. Or maybe you don't. I don't know. But I do think there's something to that, right? Yeah. Yes, Tattle Tells. We need, hey, what's up, ACE? We need someone to edit the Marry Me video or replace Kirk with Juan's face. Put it in and make him and marry me, right? And have Robin. My name is Robin. I ride it like a cowgirl. Why Juan's just like, listen. I remember when they broke down the job of running a household, bookkeeper, manager, cook, teacher, tutor, spouse, social worker, all in a mom, or stay home with that. Exactly. And that's the thing. When I say a stay-home mom, I believe that whether it's the man doing it or the woman doing it, someone needs, if either that or don't have children, somebody needs to stay home and raise the children. I just think they do. I think they do. And I understand that most people don't do it because they can't afford to do it. But if you can afford to do it, why not? Why wouldn't you do it? You know? Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Miss Frazier. I love my mommy. Listen, she sacrificed a lot for us and she did a lot for us. I really do. I really, really, really do love my mommy. She was awesome. My dad was awesome too, but in different ways, right? In different ways. But I saw how much my mom sacrificed too. My mom was a brilliant woman. She could have been so much. She was like Singali. She's so emotionally intelligent. She's so this, she's so that. So smart. Like my mom could have been anything she wanted, but thank goodness she chose to be our mom. But again, even women that raise the children, it's like you sacrifice so much of yourself to stay home with the children, and for society not to value it. It's just sad. It's sad. It's sad. It's sad. All right, right. Here we go. Oh, well, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, no, I get it. I get it. His and her relationships is what I mean. Okay, no, no, I get that, Miss Sandra. No, Miss Sandra, I was just posting to the chat. I got totally what you were saying. I know you're a tattletale. You are a free thinker. I know, I know, I know, right? Let's see. My mother-in-law stays at home with my daughter. I can't thank her enough. Exactly. Just call me Bond. Exactly. Thank you, sir. Oh my God. Speaking of y'all, let me put this timestamp in 5011. Hold on. Let me put these timestamps in because we need to talk about Porsha and Simon. Where do we start? Where do we start? Where do we start? Well, let's start with this little interesting tidbit. Let me pull this up in case you guys haven't heard. I literally had to screenshot it. Somebody sent it to me in my Instagram DMs. I won't shout you out because I know that I won't shout you out because I don't want to put you on blast, but this is what got me mad, right? First of all, I saw that dumb Instagram post when Simon was like, oh, look at my fiance saying I gotta stop dressing a mess. And it was all these suits and shoes and stuff from Neiman Marcus. And I was like, Simon ain't never have shit. Portia's a goddamn idiot buying that man. Go ahead and buy that man 20 pairs of shoes because he's going to use those shoes to walk out of your life. And on the way out, he's going to wipe his shoes on you just like he did Fallon and like he did all his ex-wives. And I said, whatever, like they're just being dumb again. Y'all send me this stuff. I said, whatever, idiots being idiots. But then somebody sent me this thing, right? This woman said, and this woman is Marsha. Well, I don't want to say her name, but she is Simon's second wife, right? And remember when Simon put up a post a while back when he was trying to blast Dennis, saying, a man that provides for his kids are the only man that can be a father. And if you're not providing for your kids right, then you don't deserve to be a father. And speaking out of his chest, black men, we need to do better. To which I literally said, Negro, shut up. Shut up. What do you mean black men, we need to do better? Who are you to lecture black men when you are the worst example? Shut up, right? So I said, but whatever, right? I just roll my eyes because that's like also, I don't like the way Simon talks to the black community. Simon is very quick to say that he is Nigerian American. And well, he should be proud of his roots, but he is very quick to remind you that he is not African American, that he is not black like Porsha. Yeah, him and Porsha have the same skin color technically, but you know, it's like that girl that was on Dr. Phil. Simon looks like, I told my mom I would never be like those Negroes. Y'all remember that girl, Dr. Phil? I forget her name. She had me cracking up. But yes, no one, but her hair was like straightened, and somebody was like, but you got a perm. And she's like, this isn't a perm. This is my real hair. That girl was trolling so bad. But anyway, I remember saying that because Simon is very quick to separate. He's Nigerian American and not black. He's not ADAOS. He's Nigerian American. And again, he should be proud of his culture, but it always seemed like he was putting our culture down. Just like when he posted, when him and Porsha got engaged, that they are, they are here to give a positive, inspiring, he literally said it, right? A positive, inspiring example of what love and positivity looks like in a community that so desperately needs examples. The fact that this man that is on his 11th wife, that don't do shit, that didn't even pay his first two kids way through college, but yet he's on private jets and whatnot, is talking about he's an example of what love and positivity is in a community that desperately needs it. No, baby. No, baby. No, baby. Your ass desperately needs a shining example of what being a good man is. Please leave my community out of it. Speak on whatever community you're from, but please leave mine out of it, right? Now, here's the thing, right? So I read this and it said this, right? I went to a thing for 3.5 weeks in August for a detox and reset. It was one of the most correct. Oh, wait, no, did I? Damn it. Hold on, y'all. I don't want to stop this because it's actually really good. There I go again, not screenshotting things correctly. Hold on. Damn, why did I do this? Okay, whatever. Let's go. She went in for 3.5 weeks in August to detox and reset. It was one of the most courageous, difficult things I've ever done. I bet the house, literally. I ended my lease in July and put all of our things in storage. I even borrowed $5,000. She did that to go on a retreat. This is Marsha, Simon's second wife, to go on a retreat with Simon's two sons. Remember the kids that he was filming the show with, acting like daddy dears, trotting his kids out like show ponies? Guess what? This is their mom on Instagram saying she had to borrow $5,000 to finance an idea to create a healing environment for my children. My oldest child, Christian, has autism ADHD that manifests mainly as emotional dysregulation, aggression, and irritability. My youngest son, Benjamin, has ADD that manifests as hyperactivity and lack of impulse control. Get this. 2021 is the most they ever saw their daddy, right? Because he was busy trying to front for the show and act like he actually takes care of his kids. And meanwhile, the mother that's raising your kids, the woman that has them most of the time, is literally right now homeless. You can laugh about being homeless. And when I say homeless, I mean the Porsha Williams, soon to be Gabodia version of homeless. Because didn't Porsha in her book say when she first got divorced from Cordell, she had to move in with her mama in that big house and take her mom's master suite? And she said, I was homeless through these years. And a bunch of people was like, you don't understand homelessness and that. I said, let me tell y'all something. I don't consider somebody homeless if they have the money to find secure housing, but they just haven't found a place they like. You're not homeless to me. You're just looking for the perfect place, right? But you're not housing insecure. This man that's been flaunting the Neiman Marcus suits, right? That his fiance bought him. You could have returned one of them and gave them to your kid's mom so they could have a secure place to live and also get the help they need for ADD, for all this stuff. You could have done that, but you wouldn't do that. You could have forego one little stupid private flight that you're on your rented jet that you tried to front was yours, on your rented jet with your fiance. And isn't it funny how this is what I mean about breaking generational curses and why they need more stay-at-home moms and people that are actually caring? Because Portia's mom got left for Lauren's mom. And it left Porsha and her mom pretty much penniless, trying to get in where they fit in, struggling, scratching, and surviving. And isn't it funny that you meet this man with 11 kids, and now at your side, the same thing's happening to his wife? You're literally doing or participating in a situation that is eerily familiar to you and your moms as far as how you turn out financially, but you're delighting in it. What you think is the kid's mom to make sure the kids have something to eat? And if any of y'all come into the comments saying, well, she needs to get another job, let me tell y'all something, all right? And this is just what I believe. When you have kids with someone, whether you're man or woman, it's not just about paying for their school or paying for their doctor. You need to do what you can to make sure they are living the same lifestyle you are. And yes, dummy, it means that the woman's going to be living the same goddamn lifestyle too. What, you going to starve your kids out because you don't want some woman that at one point trusted you enough to have children with her? You don't want her in a nice house? So you're going to let your kids stay at the Motel 6 for a couple of weeks while she shorts out rent? Because you don't want your kids, because you don't want that woman having anything. And the fact that Porsha went through this as a child and she's fine with him doing that. But listen to this, right? She said, this is Marsha's second wife said, 2021 was a difficult year for them both. And as a result, both of them have been regressing. They were never more with their daddy than anything. So 2021 was a difficult year because their daddy was involved in their life. Christian has become more emotional and aggressive, and especially towards Benjamin. Benjamin, who's always been very social, has become more introverted. He clings to Christian more, but also deliberately and sometimes not so deliberately annoys his brother. This has resulted in constant bickering and fighting. I know I had to do something to reverse the momentum of what is happening. 3 years ago, Christian's behavior, listen, I can't, anyway, she says how great it was. And she said, I can't thank her enough for help during our time in Mexico. Taking devices from children who are addicted to electronics and redirecting them to the real world activities can bring up a lot of resistance. Vicki helped move through the resistance and brought calm when emotions came to flare. Then she made another post, and this broke my heart because I said, how is that ninja flying? And yes, y'all can be like, get out of that man's business. Let me tell you something. Whenever there is a child that needs their parent to do more, I'm always going to be on the child side. And let me tell y'all something. I don't care. I saw my mom being a mom. I don't care if a woman has a baby by Jeff Bezos, that baby better live by Jeff Bezos. I don't believe in the father living all high in the hog while the kids are struggling. I don't believe in that. And I don't look at it. Listen, it's anyway, right? But the fact that you wrote that post about how black men need to stand up, Nick, you the ninja we looking for. What you mean black men need to stand up? You stand up, right? Black men need to stand up. They need to do. Meanwhile, your baby's mom, your second wife, is struggling doing all this stuff. That's another thing. Even if y'all, some people want to be like, well, it's not his responsibility to pay for his rent. Whose responsibility is it to make sure that the kids don't end up sleeping at Motel 6 for a few nights while they try to get the rent sorted out? Whose responsibility is it? How about this? Fine, you ain't got to pay for rent. If you knew your kids were regressing, if you knew your kids were having behavior problems, if you knew all of this stuff, why ain't you take back one of those goddamn suits? And you can put on all the suits you want. It's still not going to distract from your face and those red eyes, right? Forget the suits. What she should have done is put a padlock on the liquor cabinet so he can stop drinking so much and smoking cigars, because he is aging like spoiled milk. He is aging like spoiled milk. He really, every day he's looking older. But then again, Fallon said when they were together, he got healthier and stopped drinking and smoking. And we see when him and Porsha's together, they can't do nothing but get drunk even to relate. I guess they both look at each other and it's just like, damn. You know, Porsha got a lot of wagon for Atlanta, but as quiet as it's kept. I heard Simon's not in the wagon. He likes more of the Playboy bunny type. He likes more of the model. He likes slim, thick. Porsha's just thick, right? But let's get into this, right? Why? Why? Oh, tell me why. Why didn't you pay for this? You knew your kids were having a tough year in 2021. You knew they were regressing. And yes, I'm going to blame him because guess what? You had your kids around cameras. You had them around producers. You had them around reality TV things that any child, even without these, are going to have trouble adjusting. We've seen it to any kid that's been shown on The Real Housewives. Again, social media, it's been proven for y'all to be like, oh, if you don't like it, just turn off the TV. There have been studies from the Pew Institute, the think tanks of America, and over in Europe have realized how detrimental social media is. It's not as simple as just turning it off. It really does things to the mind, to the brain. There's a reason why a whole generation suffers from depression, anxiety, and all this stuff. It's not their imagination. It's years of the social media, this poison being spoon-fed in them. However, right? Part of the reason they were having such a tough year is because the adjustment. They had to meet a new mommy. Don't forget, those boys were very, very close to Phelan. Very, very close. So a woman that planned birthday parties, co-parented with the second wife, had school. She taught them at school. She was the mommy figure. They were attached to her. She was attached to them. She even cried about the thing she missed most about Simon wasn't Simon's ass. The thing she missed most was her stepsons. That Simon, boom, cut her out the life completely. Okay, so that's already traumatic, right? They got a new mommy. And this new mommy, I don't know how Porsha is, but it seems like she isn't bonded with them because I don't know, if I had the money before buying somebody's suits, I would have been like, how's your children doing? Do they need anything? They must be having trouble adjusting. Maybe we should get them into therapy. Maybe should get them into art therapy. Maybe we should have family therapy. You know, the same way she wanted to have family therapy with Dennis because she didn't understand why a man that she'd known for 6 weeks got her pregnant and didn't want to spend the rest of his life with her. Right? Remember that therapy she had to go to? Maybe we should have family therapy so the kids can adjust to me as role a mother in their life, because if this is the whole world, this must be very shocking for your children. And I just want to make sure that everybody adjusts as accordingly. But what can I say? Of course, Porsha didn't do that, because Porsha literally posted a post saying that introducing the world to PJ's new daddy, saying that he's dedicated to being the most loving stepdad to PJ. To once when I said, and I looked at that, and excuse my French, but I said, just a dumb ass, just dumb. How can you literally brag about somebody being a daddy to your child and they're not even taking care of their own children? If they don't take care of their own flesh and blood, what you think they doing for your children? What you think they doing, right? But again, to me, outsider looking in, right? Porsha seems to delight in taking the role of the woman that stole Porsha's dad away from Porsha. It's weird. You would think she would be on the side of the little Portias that got left behind and really try to go out the way to make sure that no child ever felt the way she felt when her home got destroyed. But you know how that is. There's a pivotal thing. Sometimes it makes heroes and sometimes it makes villains. And Porsha seems to delight in being the woman that breaks up the house, delight in being the woman that the man's so enamored with that she pulls away from everything. Me, I would want to be around like the little Portias. Be like, there's no child. I don't care what I do. I don't care if I break up 20 marriages. No child is ever going to feel the way I felt when my dad broke up my family, right? If I was Porsha, I'd be like, there's a way you do it. There's a way you do it. Even if you want to do some low down stuff, that's to adults. But there's a way you do things with children. So, right? Why did you pay? Forget about paying for her rent. Forget about giving her money. If your kids were having behavioral problems, and I do believe some of it was because, to my point, you had them in front of cameras. It was very disruptive. There was a lot of stuff going on. He didn't even really seem that close to the kids anyway, because I have not seen them since, right? Probably the mom said, and you know what? He probably got mad, and he's using this as, this is just me speculating. Knowing what I know of this person from what I've heard, he probably got mad because the mom said that he couldn't tape with them anymore, and he only wanted the kids around the tape. And he was probably like, all right, then starve. And he's doing this to punish her and not giving them anything, because when she said the kids can't come around anymore, he took the storyline away. You guys forget, but I don't. Simon forgot to even post his kid's birthday. He posted like a few days later on his Instagram, his kid's birthday. Mind you, he can post Porsha twerking in the club on time. He can post Gerald's birthday party in Vegas on time. He can post bottle service girls holding signs saying happy birthday, Simon, on time. He can post pictures of his dry, tasteless hot wings and hotel, moderately middle-class hotel French fries on his goddamn plates, and his tuna sashimi to my luxury, right? On time on his Instagram story, but he can't remember to wish his son happy birthday on time. And when I say on time, right? He didn't even do it a day later or a day after that. It was like 3, 4, 5, maybe even a week later that he posted his kid's birthday, right? He even did that for his little girl. So, I mean, take that for what you will, but he's probably punishing her. But and this is why it comes down to why I believe listen, if you don't want to take care of the woman that has your kids, don't have kids. Because I don't know where this mentality got that you can separate the woman from the kids. Because guess what? When the woman has to bust her ass and work to provide, right? You're like, oh, so what? Let's say I give $5,000 a month. You work to get $5,000 a month. But do you realize that when the woman comes home stressed out, first of all, raising kids is a full-time job. If the kids are living with the woman, whatever. Even if you give her money for school clothes, she has to go buy the school clothes. She has to go talk to the teacher. She has to help them with their homework. She does all the heavy lifting. If she was not allowed, you'd have to pay a full-time nanny to do the same shit she does. And that full-time nanny is charging at least $80,000 a year. Most likely more, but at least $80,000 a year to get that full-time nanny, right? But nobody ever thinks about it like that. It's like, oh no, the woman do it free because you got to do it free because it's your kids. Well, how about you got to pay for the woman because it's your kids? But when the woman comes home in a bad mood, her boss pissed her off, her coworkers aren't being fair to her, she's heartbroken over something. Do y'all realize that seeps to the kids? Do you realize half of the things that happen to kids, me, you, us included, happened because our parents were having a rough time? So why would you want you? And again, I understand that sometimes neither of y'all got it, right? The guy nor the girl, nobody has it. I get that. But my thing is, if one of y'all got it, Why isn't the woman or the man, whoever has the money, in a place where the kids are living a certain lifestyle so they're at least comfortable enough so the stress that the mom's experiencing doesn't bleed through? But why isn't your kids that are regressing, that are both special needs, found and confirmed their special needs, said they were sweet kids with special needs, why isn't the woman that's taking care of your special needs son, why are you not paying for their camp? You got the money, right? You're posting shit talking about you're worth 300 million. You're worth 300 million, right? If you're worth 300 million, what's dropping 50,000 on the lease? What's dropping 100,000 on the lease? What's literally paying 10,000 for them to go on a Mexican retreat? Hell, you're worth 300 million. If you're really worth 300 million, you could have sent them on that retreat for 6 months and not even batted an eyelash. That's small weight. That's small things to a giant. But this goes to what I'm saying. One, Simon's not shit because he doesn't give a fuck about his children and he don't give a fuck about anybody else. He doesn't even give a fuck about Porsha, which is funny because Porsha don't give a fuck about him. They're both using each other, right? But two, if you got the money you say you will, why are you acting like you broke? Why are you acting like you don't have shit? Why are you acting like somebody asking you for 5 or 10,000 is going to hurt your pockets? Why do you guys understand how much $1 million is? Do you understand how much interest $1 million makes? Do you understand literally when somebody is worth 300 million? Do you understand that giving that person 100,000 would be like me and you giving someone 10 cents? 10 cents. Forget about 10,000. Forget about 1,000. Forget about $50. When you have 300 million, giving someone 100,000 is like giving somebody 10 cents. It is what it is. You don't think that the woman that is raising your special needs children and keeping them safe and making sure they're emotionally developing isn't worth that? And this is the type of man Porsha has around her daughter. Man, when this shit blows up, and it will, it's going to be spectacular. But I don't respect any woman that stands by and watches a man mistreat his children. First, use a dummy for doing that. Just a dummy for multiple reasons. But second of all, right? Second of all, you think he ain't going to do that to you? You think you're not going to be next? All right, dummy. Just dumb, right? So here's the part that broke my heart. So Simon's second wife goes on to say, we've been back almost 2 months. And honestly, I've been fighting depression since we arrived back in the States. And I tell y'all that when the mom is messed up, the kids feel it. Excuse my edges. I got this new edge control and it keeps flaking up. I hate it, right? But when the mom, right? When the mom is stressed out, the kids feel it because she's the primary caregiver. Why wouldn't you want your children eating and feeding that energy? I just don't understand, right? She said, I saw the memento of what I created and how the boys were responding to the environment, and then it was over. Simon ain't step in and be like, you know what? I don't have to fly private this month. You know what? I'm going to tell her to take one of the suits back and give you the cash. He don't even need Porsha's permission. Neiman Marcus gives you cash back, baby, without even the receipt. Without the receipt, you can walk in and get cash back. Why didn't you put on your little velour sweatsuit, right? The Hugo Boss on top, Juicy Couture on top, and the Hanes Herway on the bottom. Why don't you pull on some black socks, put on those stupid black Air Force One, not Air Force, the Air Max you put on, right? Put on your sunglasses to hide all this going on, those red cloudy eyes that you got from drinking too much Julio 1942. And why don't you go drive your ass to Neiman Marcus and return one of those pairs of shoes and don't even give it to her? Why don't you actually gift it to her and be like, listen, I paid for a few more months at the retreat. Go on and get those kids right. Thank you for taking care of my children. Thank you for allowing me to go and travel and gallivant and do this. Thank you. Go take the kids for 6 months. How long y'all want to stay there? A year? No problem. You know what? Let me get you a little vacation rental in Mexico. It's a cheap standard of living, right? Why don't you go there for a year and just unplug with the boys, homeschool, do this and do that? He could do all that and have them living in a villa with an infinity pool for a whole year, including a driver and cook and food for like $50,000 a year, probably $65,000 a year. Why won't he do that? 1, he ain't got it. 2, he's not shit. 3, he's like the Grinch. Before he stole Christmas, his heart can't get that big. No, meanwhile, he's in the club, like posting on the gram, the mark of a good man, and because he swears he speaks the King's English backwards, broken grammar, and it's not. And I know some of y'all be like, it's not his first language. This isn't talking about someone's first language. Listen, I'm very educated. I can separate between someone whose English isn't the first language and between an idiot that's trying to sound like they're educated. And by educated, I mean that Simon is not that smart. He's not that bright. Because listen, formal education doesn't make somebody bright. We've all been with people that think they're smarter than they are. Simon annoys me because he thinks he's smarter than they are. He thinks he's more noble. He thinks he's more well-versed than everybody, right? So Simon, he's busy in the club, right, at Gerald's birthday, talking about some go. Put it in the making when you marry me. Put it in the making when you marry me. Posting stuff. Porsha, I dedicate my life to you. It makes me a better person. No, you don't. No, but then again, that's why Porsha and Simon click. I realize there's no victims in this situation. Simon and Porsha are two people that are very selfish, very base. Simon to me is worse because you can't even knock a couple of dollars off to make sure your kids are okay. You can't get them the therapy they need. And for anyone being like, oh, well, maybe they have it when they go over his house. That's not good enough. You talking about, this man's talking about he's worth $400 million. You're worth the same amount as Beyonce. And you mean to tell me that you think it's okay to only have what? Pretty clothes when they come over to your house, a tutor when they come over to your house, a nanny when they come over to your house, a therapy when they come over to your house. But quiet as this cat. And we see him from Simon's travel schedule. They ain't coming to your house anymore. So first of all, that's messed up because they should have it all the time, not just when they're with daddy. But second of all, when's the last time they've been to your house? Oh, that's right. The last time they've been was when the cameras left. When the cameras left, when they realized the family show was boring, that Simon wasn't given anything, that Porsha and Simon are not an attractive couple. So they're not a couple that people aspire to, and they just think they're so attractive, and they just want to see them because it's cutesy. Y'all not an attractive couple. Simon's not an attractive person. The producers found him dull. The producers found that he lacked any type of spice, any type of je ne sais quoi. Porsha, you saw that awkward exchange when and Porsha stays drunk around him. Y'all saw that awkward exchange in the pursuit of Porsha. Well, Porsha was in that birthday dress she had on, the green sequin one, which fit her beautifully, by the way. But she was in that dress and she was dancing and she was like, you like that? And he's like, I'm trying to see what it do. And Porsha's like, you trying to see what it do? It was so awkward. It was so weird. It's like, you don't even enjoy all that. Jesus wept. Jesus wept. And the fact that, oh my God. She said, I share so much on social media, but it just now am I able to begin sharing about our experience in Mexico. It's very emotional for me. I saw what I have the ability to create for them, for us. I saw the practical application of my theories and the resulting success. I can't unsee it. She's heartbroken because she sacrificed everything to take her boys on a spiritual retreat. And she saw so much progress. And then when they came back, she slipped into depression because all of the goals she had made, all the progress she had made slipped away because they were even in a worse environment where they didn't even have housing security. They didn't have this, they didn't have that. Meanwhile, Simon's professing his love to Porsha, posting private jets, talking about how important it was that they took a private jet back to Greg's funeral, his repast. Literally, this is no shade to Nene and no shade to Greg. Let's separate it. But what the fuck are you doing? Getting a private jet to go, and like you said, I never met the man, Greg, to go meet someone you never met, to go pay your respect. A private jet, when you ain't have to do that because y'all was nothing. And you know that Simon don't take Porsha anywhere exotic, anywhere you can get a vacation deal. Next they probably gonna be in the Dominican Republic. They don't go anywhere exotic. They don't go anywhere different. Even when they're in Mexico, they're in goddamn Cancun, staying at a regular 3-star resort, right? Or an Airbnb. So it's like, what the fuck are you doing taking a private jet to go to somebody's repast you don't even know? And Porsha don't even mess with like that. When you could have said, you know what? There's a flight leaving out on Delta, because we know he loves his Delta Gold Miles, even though he be trying to front. No shout out, no shade to Delta and their Gold Club. Y'all might even see me there one day, like with my glasses, like, what's up? What y'all doing? Right? No shade to Delta Gold Club, right? But I'm saying you could have gone and been like, there's a flight on Delta leaving at 6 a.m. in the morning that will land in Atlanta at 8:30. Get packed, let's go. And that money that you saved on that private jet, right? The money you saved on that private jet, you could have given to your kids for them to actually get in a therapy for the way you being on the reality show literally made your special needs children regress. And if you don't believe me, go to go to Simon's second wife's Instagram and read her shit. Read what she's been going on. Do a search on her for YouTube. Let her listen to what she talk about with her marriage, what's going on. The funny thing is, y'all can sit there and throw shade on Fallon. Well, she's dating the help. She's doing this. She's doing that. Yeah. I mean, I have my opinion of that. But even if everything y'all accuse Fallon of being is true, explain why he did the same damn thing to his second wife. Explain why he did the same thing to his first wife. Explain how it's his MO. See, this is what I mean about women standing with other women. Because everybody lets their personal feelings for what Fallon may or may not have done cloud the thing. Even if Fallon was an angel, he would have treated her the same way he treated her. And he would have treated his second wife and his first wife. What y'all got to say about his second wife? His first wife put him to school. Put him through school. He used her to get through school and then dumped her. You know how he dumped her? He started dating his second wife while he was still with his first wife. That's how they broke up. Y'all ain't know? And you know how he broke up with his second wife? Oh, that's right. His youngest daughter's mom, he started sleeping with. He never married her. He started sleeping with while he was with his second wife. That's what broke their marriage up. Oh, y'all didn't know that either? Oh, and RHOP broke up him and Fallon's marriage. Oh, that's right. What does Simon say? Because she was a bad woman. She was cheating on him. She was doing this. Because the way I see it, what broke up your third wife was that you were sleeping with Porsha, who was her replacement, which is now your fourth wife. Simon has a pattern. And as much as y'all want to dig into Fallon, talk shit of Fallon, this and that, first of all, I believe what Fallon's saying. I do. But even if you want to call me naive and be like, she's lying. Okay, but what that got to do with Simon's MO? Because this is the way he left his second. What you guys say about his first wife? What, was his first wife cheating on him when she put him through college? And when Simon left, and he ain't never really, the kids, two oldest don't really mess with him from what I see. And second of all, he didn't give a penny to their college education. He even bragged about it. They did this and put themselves through without a penny from me. Sir, is that something to brag about? I guess. I don't know where y'all live. It's not something to brag about where I am. Explain why he left his second wife. His second wife was the one that knew all the connections in Atlanta. She's the reason he got that restaurant. That restaurant was actually part hers. When the divorce happened, he had to buy her out. Right? What's your excuse about her? He cheated on her and left. He cheated on Fallon and left. And he tried to besmirch Fallon's reputation. I'm willing to bet he did the same thing to his first and second wife because things don't change. So when I look at Porsha and her stuff and the way she keeps taking shots at Fallon and doing this and doing that, but she's going to treat you the same goddamn way. The only thing is, I don't know who I'm rooting for. Because Porsha got something for Simon. Portia's a user too. Portia's an opportunist too. Porsha uses people for stuff too. Porsha doesn't have, from what I've heard from the people I've talked to her, she don't even got any morals or scruples. She'll do whatever she needs to do to get ahead. She'll do it anyway, even if it doesn't get her ahead, because sometimes she just enjoys doing that stuff. Right? So Simon thinks that he has another first wife, second wife, third wife. And Porsha's got something for his ass because Porsha has figured, don't forget when Family Vacation filmed, she still thought that man had money. Porsha's figured out it's all smoke and mirrors, right? He got enough to maybe book this or book that. But don't forget, y'all, they're fronting for the cameras. Porsha can't let y'all know the truth because if y'all know the truth, she thinks nobody will watch. She thinks everybody's tuning in for her love story. You know, yes, Porsha married a billionaire. And there's a million people in the comments being like, shoot, I'd marry a billionaire too. I wouldn't care. Yeah, dummies. We know because guess what? He's not a real billionaire. It's so funny the people that's just like, yes, get the bag, can't even recognize what a real bag looks like. And that's another thing I want to say for all of y'all that are right? That are aspiring to be in like a very Porsha situation. I would say this, and I say this to all the love in my heart. You big dummy. How you making all these moves, quitting your jobs, doing all the stuff, cursing people out, taking shots? You haven't even gotten down the altar. Yeah, you got that rock on your finger, but let me tell you something. By marriage law, when you're engaged, if you don't make it to the altar, I think in every state, you got to get that ring back. And Simon's petty. He ain't gonna let, and he's cheap, and he's broke. He ain't gonna let you keep that rock. He ain't not letting you keep that. That's even if it's real. Because let me tell y'all something. Porsha goes to a lot of places. Nobody that has a ring that big wears the real ring out like that. Like we're going to 7-Eleven. It's too expensive. The insurance company will even say for the policy, well, how often are you planning on wearing this? Because they're not insuring like this ring when you're walking around just like going to 7-Eleven. They're just like, that might get stolen at any moment, right? We saw what happened. I mean, I'm not saying Porsha's thing is on the level of Kim K's, but we saw what happened with Kim K's ring. So even when you get the insurance policy for a ring that expensive, they literally ask you, how often are you wearing at the house? What are you doing with this? Well, what do you mean? Okay. All right. Okay. So you want to insure for how much? And you have to promise them how long you're going to keep it out and how many times and on what occasions. And if you violate the policy, it doesn't matter how much you pay them, they're not going to pay. If they find out you said you were only wearing it one time a week and we have it on good authority, you wore it 3 times a week, the policy's voided. It's almost like insurance for car insurance. If the car insurance is in my name, right? And I let you drive it, you're not insured. So if you crash the car, they're not going to pay out. Okay. So most people, they have to get an imitation. They have to get a fake that they wear because one, it represents, oh, look, I have money, but it's not the real piece. Porsha's ring anyway, I always talk about that. As big as that rock is, usually when you have rocks that big, the jeweler, right? The jeweler, I remember when they met Fallon and Fallon's like, yeah, he's going to buy me a bigger ring. And Porsha's like, oh, okay. Looking mad at Simon. They were messing around back then. You notice Simon got her the same ring, just made it bigger. Simon's not shit. Simon, how the hell does Porsha have that rock on her finger and your sons don't even have money to deal with their special needs? How the hell are you bragging about being drunk again with your drunk fiance at the Atlanta Hawks game, right? At the Atlanta Hawks game, and your kids don't have money to deal with their 2021 being an incredibly stressful year. I honestly don't even care if he calls it or not. You should be the one to fix it because you're the goddamn daddy, and according to you got 300-400 million. So what's up? What's up? What's up? And to all the people that aspire to Porsha, I say it again, you big dummies. How you doing all this shit and you ain't even made it legal? You're not his wife. So you're making all these moves, and if we break up, what you got? Nothing. If he gets in a car accident today, God forbid, and you try to come into the room and make decisions, doctor's going to be like, whoa, 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 whoa. What are you? I'm his fiance. No, I'm his fiance. You know, Pooh Bear, I'm his fiance. They're going to kick her ass out and be like, call next of kin. Fiance is not shit in the legal world. It doesn't mean anything. You don't have any. It means that you intend to marry, but anything can happen. Porsha making all these moves for a man that's not even her husband. Dumb, dumb, dumb. Woo. Who's spamming? I'll have a moderator. Let's see. Hold on. I want to see. Simon and Porsha will invite you to a wedding. Let's see if this wedding ever happened. Let's see if this wedding ever happened. Let's see. I just don't understand. I don't understand. Listen. Let's do, hold on. Let me do this. Let's see. She gave him a ring. Do you think her exclamation point is to say even? No, because that ring she gave him, I think it's like $2,000 from Tiffany. She ain't do anything, right? I don't think her ring is real either. I really don't think. Listen, Porsha was bragging because I truly believe that Porsha delights in the chaos she calls us. I used to think that she was a victim when she said, and I'm his fourth wife, and what? Daring his family to come. She doesn't just mind, she delights in being his fourth wife. She delights in being his fourth wife. She delights in the family she broke up. It makes her feel powerful. This is why mothers or fathers, whoever is the parent that raises the child, hopefully both, but even if it's just one, you need to show your kids more love and affection. Also, the pain that the mother feels, the child will feel. The pain that dad feels, the child will feel. We need to remember that when we talk about child support and child custody. It is what it is. Whoever the primary parent is, it's not just what the children need. You need to make sure you put that person in a very good mental space. And if you don't want to have to pay for some woman's rent while another man is laying in bed next to her, then dummy, put a damn condom on then. Because that's what happens when it's a broken family. What do you think, the woman's going to be living in the house by herself, never to know a man's touch? Because what? Because what? Because what? Man, please. Listen. They're kicking me out of the cookout. I'm just saying, listen. Let's go to the thing. Hey, Anita, what's going on, mama? Hey, Kyra. What's the game of Porsha playing? I'm tricking this man. Listen, Porsha is playing a big game. I literally, sometimes when you see something, you're like, I hate both of you. Who's going to win? I literally am looking to see who's going to win, because when this thing falls apart between Simon and Porsha, it's going to be epic. And Porsha is not stupid. She likes to throw rocks and hide her hands. I want to see who comes out on top. Porsha and Simon have rugged street burns from all this drag. Oh, let me set up. So listen. So anyway, hold on. Lily said Shamia gets tickets because she works for the Hawks. I used to sit in the same Harvard club like them. The Harvard members get tickets and give them to friends and loved ones, allegedly Shamia. Listen, I believe, but listen, all jokes aside, can we literally start writing letters? Like, why are your kids not getting the help they need? Why is their mom crying on Instagram that the kids are regressing? I'm being serious. And for all y'all being like, oh, she should have kept her mouth shut. No, she should have. No, she shouldn't have. Why should she have to suffer in silence? Simon's posting all the new suits his girlfriend bought him because she was sick of that velour hoodie that was 2 sizes too small, and the fucking Hanes her waist sweats and those black security guard sneakers he's always wearing, right? So why? I want to know. Aw. Wow. Oh, sorry, I just got sent the cutest baby pictures. Oh, anyway, everybody's having all these pretty babies. Oh, so amazing. It just warms my heart. Sorry, guys. They saw I was on live talking and was like, yo. So anyway, yeah, it's a site. But it also shows what a liar he is. The fact that he was on there talking about a man that doesn't take care of his kids doesn't deserve to be a father. But then again, I see his plan. He don't want to be a father. The kids can't get him any more time or town. So he's like, beat it, scram, skedaddle, get out of here, right? You said, yes, I'll really be shouting about someone's fourth wife when I was a co-worker of his third wife. Listen. Sandra said, it's not going to happen. Portia's waiting to see if the show will work out or someone she really likes comes along. Sandra, that's exactly what everybody's telling me. My sources are telling me she's waiting for. That's exactly. One, to see if the show will work out. But even if the show works out, like I was talking to somebody earlier, if the show works out, what are they going to do? Get married in the second season? You're going to watch 12 episodes of Porsha planning her wedding? We tried that before when Porsha's happened, but nobody watches Porsha. So whatever. Listen, Judgy, I agree. It seems fake. Astro Guy says they're both toxic people, this and that. Yeah, they are. They are. Hey, what's up from London? What's up, Izukani? Okangwu. Forgive me if I'm butchering your name. Y'all know I'm dyslexic. I love your name, Okangwu. I love that, Okangwu. Okangwu. I love that. Welcome. Just touched down in London town. What is your phonetic spelling of your name? Izukani. I know I'm saying it wrong, but I say even somebody's name could be Priscilla. I was like, what's your name? Priscilla? And people be looking at me like, you just can't get right. Let's say. Portia wasn't embarrassed to say she was his fourth wife because she's proud of it. She's proud of it. Simon says he's worth 500 million, but his ex-wife and children are in storage. That's right. Their things are in storage. Simon is a liar. Why can't Portia at least break up a family where the man is more legitimate? Macy said, why can't Portia at least break up a family where the man has more legitimate, consistent money? Yo, didn't we say this, Macy, in another live, right? Portia is a cautionary tale of gold digging gone wrong. Portia thought she was robbing a bank. She listened to all his bullshit. She thought Fallon was being stupid. And she's like, shit, if he's for 300 million, 400 million, and you're treating him like that, shoot, I know what to do. And that's why you never get in the middle of people's relationships, because you don't know what's going on. That's why they say close your legs to married men. Not because it's a moral thing. It's just the point that wise women know, don't believe what that man's telling you. Don't believe, because if that man, you really think that Fallon's so stupid that she had a man that loved her, that cared about her, that respected her, that supported her, and was worth 300 million, and you think Fallon's dumb enough to throw that away? What person does that? What person does that? Literally, literally, you see Fallon. Listen, thank God she's with Jalen. They seem to love each other. Fallon's a gorgeous girl. She had plenty of offers, right? She had plenty of offers. Who throws away a $400 million man and treats him like a thing? But Portia's so stupid, and she thought she robbed the bank, but she thought she robbed the bank, and she went there and she found out the bank was filled with Monopoly money. And she's left holding the bag, and she doesn't know how to get out of it. And she's like, well, maybe this spinoff will work out and I can do something with it, you know? And I can do something with it. And quiet as it's kept, we'll get into the Real Housewives of Atlanta, but they let her go too, because they were like, she's not getting anything. She doesn't film scenes. She doesn't do this. They already had the special pen for Black Lives Matter. That changed, and they're like, all right, let's see if you can get us something good. And I know everybody's saying this reality TV good, gold, but for Bravo, it might be for like a viral thing. But for Portia, how's it putting any money in her pocket? You can't get on The View or The Real, or how is she going to do promo for it? Except on the Shade Room and World Star Hip Hop. You really think, what's going to happen? You think she's going to be on The View doing promo for her show while they're showing? Because here's the thing. If they had wanted this to be her to be able to do promo for the show, they wouldn't have led with a clip of her fighting. They would have had more like emotional stuff, earnest stuff, and saved the fighting for after the promotional run. They still would have showed it, but it would have been after the personal run. You think not The View, you think The Real and all those daytime talk show hosts are going to have you on to what? You talking about you boxing and grabbing boom mics? Literally. How's she even going to do the promotion for her book? You realize she hasn't been on any places to do the promotion. She's promoting on YouTube. Not YouTube. She's promoting on Instagram Live. Hey, everybody, with her dresses that are 8 sizes too small. And welcome to A Pop of Porsha. Today, we're going to talk about how to discover my best self. Now, this is Porsha. She's so phony. Now, I have been known to get into a fight time to time, but it's okay because, one thing, my fiance, hey Simon, hey Pooh Bear. So, one thing I suggest you do if you're trying, Porsha and, oh my God, I just can't. I just can't. Oh, wow. Wow. Woo, my bestie just, shout out to the New York Times. My bestie just got a byline in the New York Times. Ooh, look at this. Look at this. I'm talking trash on YouTube and she's publishing shit in the New York Times. We both make her moves. If you're watching this, shout out to you. Wow. Hey, Amika, what's going on? Listen, who's going to win? This is the epic battle of evil versus evil. Let's see. Listen, Portia claimed to be the queen of Thoughtlandia, but that's the thing, right? The queen of Thoughtlandia, you're giving up your throne to like stand in the streets, right? Fallon was a marriage caretaker, and losing her in their life is life-changing, especially with limited support. Exactly. especially with limited support. And the fact that he didn't even, you busted up these children's lives and didn't even pay to get them therapy. And Portia's dumbass is sitting up there like dancing drunk off her ass in a pool in Cancun, instead of being like, well, I want to get the kids in some therapy. You know what? If the kids are going to be reality TV, this is going to be very, very stressful for them. It's going to be a new world. And not even that, when the show comes out, it might make them the subject of bullying. They might be teased. They might show more than they want. It could be very traumatic because it's traumatic for adults. Why don't we get them in therapy? No, because why does Portia care? Right? Instead, let's just buy him suits. Let's just buy him suits. Did Portia even have a relationship with any of the kids' mom? The only kid that he even has around him now is his youngest daughter. You know why that is? You want my opinion? Okay, I'll give it to you. Because his youngest daughter's mom lives in Colombia. I still think that Simon messes around with her, right? You know, everybody got that one baby mom. As long as they toss them a few dollars, they can come and hit, right? That's just my opinion. I think Simon still messes around with her. Either that, or I think that she requires nothing of him because the little dollars he may give her puts her in a lifestyle that she could not live herself, right? Maybe Simon's paying her $2,000 a month. Maybe in Colombia that gives her lifestyle that she doesn't have to like work or bust her ass or scrub floors. Again, I don't know if this woman's educated or not. I don't know if she comes from a rich family, but that $2,000 a month in Colombia can go very, 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 very far. So she keeps her mouth shut and she gives him open access to his kid. And let's not forget he's a narcissist. The little girl looks like a prettier version of him. She does look just like him, but she's very pretty, oddly enough. And Simon keeps saying this is my mini me. I do believe his exercise of ego lets him keep that child around because she requires nothing. She's too young to require anything. That's the thing. Most people that are like that, they like when the kids are little. Because the kids, when they're little, they just want to see you. It's only when the kids start being teenagers, they're just like, but what? But how come? But you said. Do you know what I said? You know? That's what it is. All right. Listen. Hey, what's up, Beat Beat Tutu? Simon wears a 2T and kids wear. Simon always got his little brother's t-shirt on. Always, 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 right? Um, no, Fallon's baby's not here. What made you say that? You said that's what we're gonna call it, right? Listen, she's hoping and praying to get a rich Nigerian, but if she was, she would have got it from Simon. Again, I'm not saying she can't get a rich Nigerian, but from what I've heard, posting pictures with her legs open, just like Cardi B, like WAP, that might get you a dope boy in the Atlanta clubs. I just don't see anybody of means that's Nigerian that's firmly rooted in the culture. Having a wife, not a mistress, not a side piece, not a paid lady, but having someone they take seriously like a wife, I don't see her being able to post those pictures. I really don't. And I will say, even then, I don't know what Portia can do because from what I've heard, Portia wouldn't even care if she was a kept woman. She wouldn't care. She wouldn't care. If she could be kept for the rest of her life, I don't think she'd care, right? Listen, I don't think that, listen, you guys, maybe you guys don't know me. Maybe that's why when I see Candice going on someone, I'm like, meh, it was fair. I'm not being vicious. I'm just speaking the truth. I want to know why. This maybe, I don't know. Am I a vicious person? I need to reflect. This isn't even me being vicious. This is just me being like, why don't you kids have therapists? Why aren't you taking care of your friends? How you say you worth 300, 400 million, talking about this and that. And like your kids need therapy. I'm being real. And guess what? If I was his kids, I once put somebody in the street asking my daddy the same thing. Why Tisa blah, 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 blah. Why Tisa like this? Why Tisa don't got therapy? Why Tisa don't got this? And you got 300 million. I will want somebody holding my daddy accountable. But you ain't never gonna say that about my daddy because there's one thing he's gonna do. He's gonna provide, right? And I don't say that because again, people can surprise you, right? Thank God my daddy was a provider and good to my mom. But that said, you can have kids with someone and build a life with someone and they can surprise you and turn things around, right? But that's when a person's character comes in because life can be turned around like that and promises can be broken. But somebody's character that feels that they should take care of their children, somebody's character that says that their children is just as much as priority as a private jet, somebody's character that says it's not enough to post fucking vlogs on Instagram because at 6 years old, he doesn't understand how Instagram works. Put a dumb fake caption, keep it under a thing, throw some money and thirst trap in it, boom, and post. Nobody's there for your vlogs. Doesn't realize, but if you say these vlogs, people are then going to look at your personal life and be like, okay, does it match up? But Simon doesn't realize that. So, no one is looking at Simon for 12 episodes. Let me tell you something. This whole thing about the pursuit of Porsha being pushed out to 8 episodes, it was not. At most, it's 5 episodes. At most, right? Kyra said, but who wants to pick up Porsha after the cluster? Not anyone the sound mind reply. Exactly. Let me tell you something. That bolo stuff was like the nail in the coffin. She looked around. It was like musical chairs. Simon was the only one that would let her sit on his chair. She was like, "Ooh, good." And he got a coin. This'll work. She thought she saw Simon coming, and Simon played her ass and set things up so that by the time she announced, because don't forget when Porsha came, she didn't say they were engaged. Simon was the one that announced the engagement because he knew he had to announce the engagement so Porsha couldn't wiggle out of it. Listen, she'll find a way to break up with him and maybe take Dennis if he's willing. From what I've heard, Miss Sandra, Dennis isn't willing. So here's the thing about the Dennis Porsha situation. I talked about this on my members only live. You guys, I spill tea on my members only live. Again, there's certain tea that's verified 100% that I can spill. There's other tea that is not, I'm like 70% sure of, and I need to be behind a paywall to say it. It is $4.99. You can look at the old videos. I spilled tea on who Porsha was fighting. Y'all, Tattle Tells in the chat. Don't tell them what I told you guys, but tell them how good my members only live are. We go deep. I spill deep, deep tea on your faves, and it gets better and better each year. I was the one that broke it a month and a half ago before the trailer even dropped. The Porsha was fighting. I broke whole Porsha. I broke the Real Housewives of Atlanta, who was getting fired. When I said Porsha, they don't want Porsha back. Everybody told me to shut up. Porsha's the show. They would never. And then when it came back, when they let Porsha exit gracefully, I was the one that said the pursuit of Porsha was a hot ghetto mess. And people are like, oh, it's going to be 8 episodes. And I was like, it's not. I said why it was expanded because the Real Housewives of Atlanta was filming late, but it was only expanded to about 5 episodes, maybe 6. No more than that. And that was them stretching out the footage. I would listen, I spill exclusive tea on my channel. It is $4.99 to join. Tattle Tells, you can watch all the old videos. They have so much tea. And on the new tea, it's a nice thing. We can all talk. We can get together. It's $4.99. Make sure you join. The next one is this Friday coming up. It's going to be so good. And you can watch playback. But if you want to join, you can call in. We have panels, and you can always inbox me and ask to talk about current things. So it's actually really, really cool. So go on $4.99, join the Tattle Tells, and Tattle Tells, let them know in the chat how good the members only live are. They are worth their money. And again, you guys, listen, there's some great YouTubers on here, right? So this is no shade to anyone else because everybody on YouTube is so talented. I get it. But there's certain things where it's like, do you guys want to be ahead of the gossip curve? When I say ahead, not by a day or two, but like a month or 2 months, you can get your tea. And the pursuit of Porsha is coming up. Real Housewives of Atlanta is coming up. Girls Trip is coming up. And I have tea on all of them. So, take that how you want. Hold on. Okay. All right. So yeah, you guys sign up membership. Just click the join button. Do it from the mobile site or just click the join button, right? Go into my thing, right? Okay. So let's see. Where are we at? We should. Oh my God. Do you think she'll be? You know what? I'm going to message her and see if she wants to do a fundraiser from YouTube. I'm being dead serious. We can do a fundraiser for her. Not charity, but a fundraiser. So when people come into my chat, instead of my super chats going to me, it'll go straight to her. Oh, you know what? That's a great idea. I'm going to contact her and see if she'd like to do that. I don't want to make her feel disrespected or anything. I'll be like, I'm dead ass serious. The same way people started fundraisers for Haiti and for this and for that, right? The same way, right? We can sit and no shade to Haiti. What's going over there is horrible. We should continue giving, but there's enough for us to actually help her out. I just want to make sure she doesn't feel disrespected because if Simon doesn't want to take care of his kids, guess what? We will. We'll be their daddy, Simon Gabodia. And we'll know if Simon actually gives those kids something, he's going to post probably the check receipt, right? He's going to post the check receipt. I think that we should do that, right? Can't Porsha hit up Erica, Yolanda, and their DMs and get their numbers from Andy? Those women know how to get to the money. Let me tell you something. Porsha won't. Listen, I don't know. I don't know why Porsha can't snag herself somebody of means that really cares about her. I think she's carrying around, I see Portia's brokenness too. I think she's carrying around a lot of brokenness from what happened with her dad in her childhood, and she just hasn't recovered it from that. You guys, I actually think this is a really good idea to start a GoFundMe. I'm gonna reach out to her and ask her if she feels comfortable doing that. And it'll be completely above the board. And this fundraiser can last on multiple lives. I'll even be like, fine, it'll be a live. I'm not talking about Simon. Yes, it'll even be a live where I'm not talking about Simon. All right, so listen, who is next on the docket? Shout out to the Queen's Court. Who's next on the docket? Hold on, let's go and see who is next. I gotta look at my little flyer I made. Y'all. Oh, before I go though, right? So Portia and Simon did this dumb thing where they were like, the relationship is who's the person that said I love you first, right? Who made the first move? Portia and Simon pointed both to Simon. At TikTok things. They were like, who actually let me show y'all. Let me show y'all because y'all probably don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm going to hold my phone up to the screen and show y'all. Y'all ready for this? Y'all ready for this? Dun, 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 dun. Hold on a second. Dun, 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 dun. Again, how the hell are you posting? First of all, how are you posting these pictures that are photoshopped from the guy? Simon ain't never look like. Stop trying to make Simon look like he's a semi-attractive 6-year-old man. Stop it. Simon ain't never looked like this in his life because his skin don't even have that. Simon has a skin tone. When people drink a lot and don't take care of themselves as they get older, their skin gets a weird gray undertone. Simon's skin's a weird undertone. How the hell? Simon ain't never looked like this in his life. And both of them are wearing waist trainers. No, both of them are wearing corsets. Both of them are wearing corsets, if you didn't know, because we know Simon's hard ass stomach, right? So how the hell you posting pictures like this? This dress that Portia's wearing could have gotten their kids a tutor for a month. I can't hate selfish people that don't take care of their kids, right? But here's what they posted. Let me show y'all. Where is it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? Hold on. Did it get deleted? Is this it? Oh, it might have gotten deleted. Hold on. Let me go on my timeline. Do I have it? No, what's this? Sorry, I know I should be paying attention to you guys, but I'm trying to find something to show y'all. I posted first. Look at this. The Peach Report is saying, look at Marlo Hampton looking snatched on a girl's trip to New York. But you know what's so funny? I told y'all how long ago that the first cast trip is going to be in New York. And I also said to look out on the first cast trip to see who actually makes it to filming, because whoever that's who's solidified as the 7th Housewives. The Real Housewives of Atlanta do not want anyone to know. Do not want anyone to know that they're actually doing a second, that they're looking for a 7th Housewives, because production once again is blaming the viewers and public opinion for why they can't successfully catch the show. And it's like we're getting too much involved. So they're saying, oh, we're testing for friends, but they're not. From these friends, one of them is going to become a 7th Housewife because they want a 7th Housewife. Where's this thing? I'm going to just reenact it, right? Because hold on. Ooh, cute. I follow a lot of furniture blogs. A lot. I'm really into modern furniture. I would give y'all a tour of my house, but nah. Y'all ain't dragging me. At least not the one with the modern furniture, right? I'll give you a tour of the new. No, I won't do that. Okay, hold on. Okay, I can't find it, right? But Porsha and Simon did this dumb ass thing where it was like, it's like who made the first move, and you point to someone, right? So the first question was who made the first move, and they both pointed to Simon. No shit, he made the first move. And the thing is, that's the thing about people. I don't want to curse on thing. People that are up to no good. I'm sure he couldn't believe his luck that she was up for it. I'm sure he couldn't believe his luck that she was so dumb to fall for it, right? Then it was like, who said I loved you first? They both pointed to Simon. No shit, he was trying to be on Real Housewives of Atlanta. He was like, oh, I love you, I love you, I love you. Then they said, who's more protective? They pointed to Simon. Right? You know what I call that? I call that isolation. I call that isolation. I call it isolation. Oh, shout out to Kimmy. Thank you, girl. Okay, here we go.
Who was interested first? Who said I love you first? Who's more protective? Who cleans more? Who eats the most? Who spends the most money? Who is most likely to start an argument? Who falls asleep first? Who is more annoying?
Now, first of all, this is what we have to look forward to, because even though they were that who argues the most, and they're both like, we don't argue. Use a goddamn lie. There's not anybody's in a relationship that doesn't argue. No, I'm not saying that it has to get toxic, but when you are learning someone, especially someone you claim you only knew for a month before you got engaged, sometimes you butt heads and you're learning to renegotiate boundaries. That's fine. But when they said who's more protective, Simon, you know what that means? You know what that sounds like to me? Who, right? You know what they say about alleged narcissists? They love to isolate people. You're not more protective. You're just literally isolating her from everybody so you can have her at. Listen, this is the whole thing. Astro Guy. That was so awkward and weird, right? Listen, who said this? TG said Simon protective. Ain't that the same man that let his wife get beat up by a group of women? Yes, it is. Who's more protective? And there's another thing, y'all. Listen, I know social media is fake. I know that they're not giving like the real, right? I get that. And anyone doesn't get it, grow up, right? They listen to the questions. They practice this before. They're doing promotion for the show because they're trying to convince us that they're a loving couple. Porsha looks like she's doing it with her granddaddy. And it's not Simon's age. It's the way he carries himself. He's not a youthful person. I know people that are 90 that are just youthful. We all have those people in our family. You're like, hey, you're still doing it. They're just full of energy and life, and they're youthful, even if they're 90 years old. Simon's just like, meh, 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 right? Also, right? Even the way they did their things, like, we don't argue. Who does this? It's super awkward. It's super, listen, Anita, I tell my Tattle Tells first. Listen, they love to watch the IRS. And that's the thing about the IRS and the feds. They'll follow you for a while and let you make your mistakes and then get you right at the heart. Listen, they love to dog walk somebody out while they're filming, right? Listen, who said it? Public got into much women, but other productions fault the franchise has gone downhill. True, right? Don't worry, since we don't want to. Listen, I told you. Wait, what? Porsha looked overweight when she stood in front of cheerleaders at the game. Anybody got a photo? No, I didn't know that. You said, LOL, production is now throwing fans under the bus. The K family had huge ratings, even when tabloids had already reported most details. They just don't add interest and perspective to the existing narrative. I agree, right? Thank you, Kimmy. I got it. Simon working hard for the come up, but he don't have to because Portia's using him too. So good. Yes, they are cringy, gross. That's the thing, the body language. The thing is, the more they try to push that they're a loving, fun couple, the more awkward they seem. I don't know what it is about Porsha with Simon. Maybe because she is putting on an act, but when she's with Simon, everything seems so fake. The way they're just like, oh, babe, and the way Simon's like, it just seems so fake. Like, I think Kara said it. They have no energy. There's no, yeah, Kyra, you said it. There's no chemistry between those two scammers. It's awkward and weird. He looks so tired. He's drunk off that night. Porsha and Simon always stay drunk together. And someone, I think Lily was like, oh, there's no Photoshop on that. Girl, that's nothing but Photoshop in the video. Y'all notice that Portia's back to, you notice that Porsha is back to using that filter that makes her chin 3 times smaller and whatnot. I guess she's back to trying to look like Fallon, right? He is a grandpa. Listen, the thing is, she's posting it because she needs to do publicity for her show. And they're trying to sell us as like a really fun, sexy, cool couple. But they're anything but. They're just like, he's protective of his own shit. He ain't got shit to be protective of. Simon don't own one goddamn house. He don't got a place in Atlanta. He don't got a place in Nigeria. He don't got a place in Cancun. And he has a long-term rental in Costa Rica. There. And all he got are those 7 cars. That's it. Or 5 cars. How many cars he got? All right, great. And his mom's house needs to be refinished. And before y'all say maybe she just likes her neighborhood and she wants to stay there, let me tell you something. I don't care where my parents live. Yeah, I get it. We all want nice things. If I bought myself a $500,000 car, fine. I worked hard for it. Please believe, but this is just the way my parents raised me and how much I love them. Please believe before I ever got another type of car, right? Fine, go treat yourself first. Before I got a second $500,000 car, I would have hired sorry. God's like, stop talking trash. I would have hired a contractor in Nigeria to go redo my mom's house. You don't want to move out of your house? You're very comfortable. You like your neighbors. Guess what? You're going to have the nicest fucking house on this block. How about that? You want to stay in the whole neighborhood? No problem. Let me rip out this whole yard, landscape this shit, refurbish this whole house, put some fucking floor to ceiling windows. Don't worry if they're looking in the house, mama. We putting 2 security guards right out front. Because you are living good. You're my mom. I love you. You raised me. You sacrificed everything. Guess what? I'm not even sacrificing everything. I may be sacrificing a little bit from getting a second $100,000 car. Simon's mom's, and listen, I'm not clowning the house. It's a very proud house. Very, very proud. And that's not it. It's the point of, the Simon's fucking mom's house looks like somebody that's worth 300 to 400 million? Does Simon's mom's house look like that? Does she look like her son is 100 millionaire? I ask of you, my people, I ask. Let me know in the comments what y'all think. Does everything matching up? Only 2 things match. Either one, you don't have any money, right? And all your money just goes to show. The money you do have, you need to show it in Atlanta because you're always trying to get your next your next hustle. Because you know this, when people think you have money, they give you more. Something weird about America. Or 2, you hate your mom, but you posted on Instagram and said you loved her, and you said you were a family guy, and Porsha was giving her hugs and kisses, right? So it goes back to, you don't give a fuck about them, and you don't care if your mom's walls are peeling, and if she don't even and she doesn't even have a backup generator, she used to have an oil lamp. But I digress, right? It's not for me. It's not for me, right? Listen, the money Simon sent on that car could get his mom something right down the street for him. He spent $500,000 on that car, right? Mind you, one of them got dealer plates, but none of my business, right? But you spent all that money on your car. You could have got your mama a house somewhere. You could have paid for her. Your mom don't want to move. She doesn't want to immigrate to America. Fine. Trick that shit out. Give her floor to ceiling windows. Guess what, mama? You got 2 security guards standing out front and 3 in the back. Don't worry. I got you a driver too, and a cook and the maid. So put that fucking floor to ceiling windows and let the whole neighborhood see the way I got you living. Let the whole neighborhood see. But he won't do that because Simon is Simon, right? Listen, till Forbes tells me our black millionaires are, Simon is such a liar. Even that article he posted, do y'all believe that article? Do you? Listen, I just, anyway, let's move on to, let me put a timestamp because they're going to be like, damn, you've been talking about Porsha and Simon for whatever. Let's put a few timestamps in. Y'all, did you see that stuff on Nene Leakes? Did you see that stuff on Nene Leakes? Woo! Let me tell you something. let me tell you something. When it comes to Nene, a couple of things, right? A couple of things. Let me put the right timestamp in before YouTube be like, "What you mean 2, 3, oh whatever," right? Listen, when it comes to Nene's delusional. Here's the thing. I've talked to people in the know and I see what she is doing, right? I see what she is doing. I see what she's doing. So in the past, what Nene would do is she would act a fool on Real Housewives of Atlanta. And then she would run around doing press tours about how she's sick of them and she hates them. And then she would try to calm down and try to be nice and come back and be like, I was just, I actually really like them, this and that. And this time she's doing the same playbook, except for like, I think me and Andy need to have a sit down. From what I've said, and I had on my sources that for Real Housewives 14, they were interested in bringing Nene back, right? Their plan was always to bring Nene back in a limited capacity to test the waters. One, so everybody could see what happened with Greg. But two, to test the waters, right? So she could be brought back in full time mid-season. It was to test the waters. The ratings have been slumping. They know Nene's a powerhouse. They thought maybe what happened with Greg kind of changed everything. So they were hoping to bring her back. The thing is, right? And this is the thing is like, damn, Nene, if only you just kept your mouth shut. When Nene went on that radio show and she went on that thing about how they only sent a $200 bouquet and this and that and blah, 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 it literally soured a lot of people at Bravo because I know Nene's grieving. I know she's doing that and I'm going to give her grace. But to everyone, it kind of sounded like the same damn Nene. And they were all like, man, she ain't having change. And if we bring her back, it's going to be the same damn problems. And let's not forget that one of those problems were Nene accused the network of racism. She accused the network of discrimination. She filed a lawsuit for discrimination and racism. Said Andy Cohen had a drug problem and also said he was also had a problem with racism. Now, listen, whether or not you believe that's true, do you really think that you can go to your job and accuse them of literally being racist and sue them and think that they're still going to want you back? But here's the weird thing is, Bravo was still a little bit interested because they were like, maybe the reason she did that is because Greg was clearly sick. It weighed heavy on her soul. If you guys didn't know, that night that the closet scene happened, if I'm not mistaken, production was a little mad with Nene because up to a certain point with Greg, they refused to film after that. I know it looks like they took us on their cancer journey, but they halfway through when shit got really serious with Greg, Nene and Greg refused to film anything about the cancer. And I don't blame them because at that point it was really, really touch and go. I don't blame them. Producers were thrown off because they were like, what the hell are you supposed to be showing your life? But I don't blame Nene. However, that night, right, that closet situation, which if you think about it, it was fucking Porsha that kept trying to go into Nene's closet. It was Porsha and Candy was like, well, can we see the closet, right? And Nene was like, no, don't go in my closet. And Candy was like, oh, okay. And Porsha, if you watch it, was like, no, come on, girl, let's go. And Porsha tried to go into the closet. Whatever was in that closet, maybe her closet was a mess. Maybe there was somebody hiding in there. Maybe I don't know. But there was something in the closet she did not want us to see. And she fought tooth and nail to the point of she actually knocked out some of the cameraman's teeth. Isn't it funny the way nobody blames? If that had been Kenya, everybody would have been calling for Kenya's head on a platter. But instead, since it was Porsha, everybody just let that slip. Literally. And when she did, that's when Nene had to be suspended. Nene had to be suspended because of what she did to the cameraman and all this stuff. She also walked out of the reunion and she had producers banging on her front door to get back on her laptop, and she refused to come back. And she left her laptops open. These are the stunts she did. The producers were kind of thinking, what if she was acting like that because her husband was transitioning? She wasn't in her right mind. I don't know, guys. She might save the show. This, that, and the third. When she went on the radio show and started bad mouthing everybody for the flowers they sent and this and that, that's when they said, even when you're grieving, you're the same person. We can't trust it. You'll turn around and bite the hand that feeds you over and over. And I'm not saying that Nene's wrong or Bravo's right. I'm just telling you what Bravo is seeing now and what they believe to be true. Do you see what I'm saying? So don't get into, oh, but Nene, what? Yeah, but it really doesn't matter whether you're right. It matters what the other person's thinking when you want something from the other person. So Nene, Nene literally kind of burnt that bridge with Bravo. They feel like she hasn't changed. They feel like if they invite her back, it's going to be the same things. They felt like they were crazy for even thinking about it after she accused the network of racism and caused all those problems. So they're sitting there and they're just like, wow, she ain't changed one bit. She didn't change one bit. So what's happening now? Nene's talking on the real, talking about she considered coming back, but she wants a conversation with Andy Cohen. Nene is delusional. They don't want her back. They're not going to invite her back anymore. She literally, by literally opening her mouth to start a check, and even when she was on Instagram and she said to Claudia, stop stalking me. You're going to stop stalking me, blah, 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 blah. The network was like, girl, how are you cursing out Claudia Jordan? Whatever you feel about Claudia Jordan is an entertainment journalist. Her job is to talk about current events. Nene made that event current. Y'all realize that, right? Nene made that event current. Everybody was talking about Nene shading Cynthia. Every blog was talking about everything. Claudia picked up the story and she gave her opinion. So what did Nene do? She went on, called Claudia a stalker, said she was going to clap back at her, said this, said that, said, leave me alone. I know things, blah, blah. And you did that to get a swipe back at Claudia. But all you did was make the networks be like, ugh, same old Nene. And if we let her back, she's going to be doing the same shit. And we don't need it. We don't need it. So now Nene thinks that she still has an opening, but the door is closed. The door is closed. The door is closed, right? Kimmy says Nene is delusional and mad that Claudia actually has a job, like how she is a stalker for doing her job, hater. And that's why it's like when people literally come on my channel, they're like, oh my God, you're obsessed with Porsha. This is an entertainment celebrity gossip blog. The fact that I talk about Porsha a lot, Porsha does the dumbest shit. Of course, it's funny. It's funny to talk. Porsha is married to Kermit the Frog. It's engaged, right? It's funny to talk about. It's like, this is what I do. Yes, if you guys didn't know, I get paid for it. Hit the like, comment, and subscribe, by the way. Also, my this Friday, I'm releasing in my members only live some exclusive tea about Simon. I'm dropping this earlier. I'm making an expose, but I'm releasing the tea to you guys early. It is going to be a ball. It is going to be informative. It is going to humiliate Simon, and it's going to blow the lid off of this fake life that they've been living. So if you want to get in on that, sign up for the membership. It is only $4.99. The price of 3 cake pops from Starbucks. Listen, don't ask me how I know. I just know it is. And nobody needs the cake pops. The holidays are coming up. Skip all that. You need to save your calories for Thanksgiving anyway and Christmas, right? Listen. Here's another thing. She said, how she mad at Claudia for speaking on it when Claudia was one of the people who sent her flowers. You spoke on her first. Thank you, Kimmy. I didn't understand that. And people attacking Claudia. I'm like, what? Okay, right. No, I haven't had us waiting. Listen, the members live comes on every 2 weeks. Didn't I deliver last week? I deliver every single live. It comes on once every 2 weeks. It is $4.99 a month. If you get it now, you can listen to the old lives. There's tea being spilled. You can listen to it while you're driving, ignoring your boss, making breakfast, getting your kids dressed, ignoring your husband, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. Right? Listen, Nene always showed up late and would leave scenes early because she couldn't handle Kenya's star rising, right? Hey, Pamela, where do you sign up? Let's see. Where do you sign up? Let's see. I'm going to put a link in the thing. Hold on. I'm going to pin a link to the thing. You guys know where to sign up. Where is my channel? Hold on.
Hey, what's up, my little Tattle Tells?
Hold on,
Listen,
guys.
if you're
This is my
watching this,
intro.
then you're thinking about subscribing
Oh,
to...
wait. No. How do you sign up? Join. I don't know. How do we sign up? Oh my God. Anyway, there's a join button on my thing. I could get the join button, but you know what? Let's do this. Hold on, guys. Let's do this.
Y'all.
Here we go. Where is it? To the thing. Anyway, go to my page where it says there is a join button and you can join for $4.99. How's that start? Oh, I know what I can do to get the thing. You guys are like, if you don't stop, let's see, what can you do? We can, let's see. Hold on, guys. Oh, here we go. I found it. Hold on. Here's how you join. 1 second, guys. There we go. And I'm going to pin. It's the pin message at the top of the chat. There you guys go. But if you guys are watching this on desktop, there's a join button. It takes you like, you can't, it doesn't, you'll see. Just do it. It's cool. It's through YouTube, so it's super secure. And you guys can cancel at any time, but I guarantee you won't cancel. You can cancel at any time. So it's not like you're going to have to pay $4.99 for the rest of your life if you don't think my tea is worth it, but it will be. Trust and believe. Trust and believe. All right, hold on. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, Nene is, I literally have to do this though. Nene literally, right? Nene literally. It's just illusional. It's literally just not happening for her. And she refuses to believe it. And the sad part is she ruined it for herself. By taking swipes at Claudia, by doing this stuff, she really, honestly to God, ruined it for her first, right? Oh, thank you, Kimmy. You said if you go to her, there's a join button right by the subscribe button. Thank you, Kimmy. You said if you go to her profile in the app and click on the about button, it'll pop up there. Thank you, Kimmy. I appreciate that, right? She still has those narcissistic ways. Nene's basically saying, if Miss Innabug says, Nene still has those narcissistic ways. She said, she's basically saying, if Bravo comes and talks to me on my terms, I might consider coming back. Bravo moved on. Listen, the sad part is, at one point, they actually did want her. At one point, they actually did want her. But her acting like this just completely soured them. Listen. Thank you, Kyra. The join button is right next to the subscribe button. Thank you. Yes, you have to join from the website, not the app. Thank you. But you can, if you go into the app, go into the about section and the join button is there. Listen, Nene was technically not present in her later 3 seasons. She didn't live her the way she used to. I agree. You said Nene thinks she's going to get double the price for her house. Listen, get it how you live it. It's just the point to me. It's really, really tragic that Bravo was actually considering bringing her back, and she opened her mouth and stepped in it, and then she lost it. I mean, maybe she doesn't need it. Like, just honestly, maybe she doesn't need it. I'm being dead serious. Y'all, let's talk about, Joe Budden. Have y'all heard about that? Have y'all heard about Joe Budden and his, okay, so how can I say this while sounding, so Joe Budden is rumored to start being a little bit more honest with the way. Hey, Pamela Harmon, welcome to the Tattle Tells family, mama. Woohoo, everybody, Tattle Tells unite. Say hi to Pamela Harden. What's up, Pammy? Welcome, Pamela Harmon. Thank you. Woohoo. Listen. Oh, wait, Kimmy had a good point. She said that she just started being a mean girl for no reason. At first, it was funny, but I also respect when she tried to spin on Ken. Yeah, that was low. That was low, right? Listen, listen. Minky, here's the thing. I don't think that Claudia is a colorist. I don't. I see Potomac and I see real life colorism. I don't think that Claudia is a colorist. Can you direct me to something? I don't think she's a colorist. Nene knows when not to kiss the old white men sitting at Bravo and True by making black people look bad. You're overreaching, sick to Portia's boring stories. Okay, first of all, Minky, no, that's not true. Nene filed a harassment saying people were racist and then said that she would sit down with them to get a thing out. Show me where Nene, because listen, I'm actually defending what Nene said, right? Remember that? Remember she said everybody was racist, everybody's treating her bad. Remember that shit? What happened to that? What happened to that? Remember when Nene was asking everybody to boycott the goddamn channel? Remember that? After she had spit on people, done this, done that, then she was asking people to boycott the damn channel. What happened to that? Nene knows when to not to kiss people's butt. Minky, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Because right now she's begging for a job from those people that she said was racist. So what are you talking about, Minky? What are you talking about? Please explain to me how Nene can do all these different things, but yet say these things. Are they racist or are they not racist? Did they discriminate against you or not? What's going on? Did you drop the lawsuit? What's going on? Because what did they do for you to forgive them? What did you do? What did they do? Did they apologize? No. Did they acknowledge it? No. Did they have any sense? And I'm saying, assuming what she said in her legal papers was true. Did she acknowledge it? No. But she's saying that the person she said that has a drug problem is also racist. She wants to have a sit down. For what? For what? So, Minky, before you start saying something, maybe you should actually get some facts about what your fave is actually doing, because she's not walking it like she's talking it. So you can say whatever you want about what Nene don't need to do, but I'll tell you what Nene is actually doing. And it don't add up to the image that you have of her. But that's just me. That's just me. Okay? Anywho, let's listen. Exactly. Listen. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Where did this rumor even come from that Claudia Jordan, like, I don't even understand, y'all. I don't. It's like some people get their facts from headlines and what other people say, but when you actually ask them, where's the proof? Where did you hear that? When did this happen? They got all the smoke and heat. Oh, Nene don't need to kiss no old. But that's what she's doing. No apology, no legal settlement, no reckoning, no nothing. She's campaigning to get back on the show that she said was horribly racist and treated black women bad. And they haven't changed one producer or done anything differently. So tell me again, Minky, about your fave and what she's actually doing. Because if your fave can't walk it like it's talking, what are you even really talking about? I just can't. I just can't. Hey, MB, what's going on? Hey, Anita, what's going on? Listen, no, she didn't. There's not an old video, and it did come from Nene. It did. It did. Listen, and exactly, Pamela, the worst thing you can do to a person short of homicide is to spit on them. I completely agree with you. That is it. It's just, first of all, it's disgusting, gross. But the level of disdain and how you don't even look at somebody as human to actually spit on someone, that's on a whole new level to me. And y'all talk about Nene don't need to do this. That's exactly what she's doing. What are y'all talking about? I can't. Listen, she did do that. She did do that. Like, right? Listen, I agree. Listen, I agree. It's other. I agree. You know what though? I realize that a lot of times, and this is me being on YouTube, and I'm not saying I'm any better or worse, but I realize a lot of time people get their information from headlines. People get the information from what other people said. And listen, I bring you guys things that I heard. I understand that. But if you're going to make actual real accusations about someone doing something, like, where's the YouTube video? Literally. You guys are saying somebody's a colorist and they said some. Drop the link to the YouTube video in the chat right now so everybody can watch it. I want to see it. I want to see it because I want to be educated too. But every time I ask somebody, can y'all drop evidence? Can you drop the link? Everybody gets like, oh. But where's the link? The video exists, right? Drop the link. Drop the Addy. Drop the drop the map, Google Maps location, right? Share your location with us, right? Listen, I'm just saying. Listen, Irfam, maybe she did. I'm saying, can somebody let us know what the video was? Drop the Addy. Nene does. Listen, Dr. J913, you've been asked what you are, like, especially at HBCU. I'm sorry you had to go. Here's the funny thing about, I don't want to turn this into a Black History Month thing because I have a lot of things on like a lot of things to say about the issue. I'm just saying that like we need to unite and realize who Sandra said Minky is Nene. Thank you, Kimmy. Listen, you said Mink. Oh, Kimmy, welcome to the Tattle Tells fam. Ooh, and right. Latanya Woods, Joe. Thank you, Latanya, member for 2 months. Oh yes, let's get back and woohoo, everybody! Welcome Kimmy Bella and of course Pamela Harmon and Latanya Woods has been at Tattle Tells for 2 months now. You just had your anniversary. Okay, let's do the Joe Budden thing, right? Let me tell you my opinions on Joe Budden, right? First of all, Azalea Banks said she predicted a long time ago that Joe Budden would come reveal himself in 2022. And she literally put on her Instagram live that Joe Budden came out in 2021, 2 months early, just to spite her. You know the funny thing about Joe Budden? First of all, I watched that video. He seemed like he was being sarcastic. But let me tell you something I've noticed about Joe Budden, right? And stuff I've heard about Joe Budden. This would not surprise me, but it wouldn't surprise me because, listen, Joe Budden is a misogynist from hell. He's super misogynist. This has nothing to do with his orientation, but he's super misogynist. But one thing he's never been is anti-LGBTQ. He's never, again, he's super misogynist, but he's not a little boozy when it comes to LGBTQ, right? He's always made little jokes. When he talks, he always slips up his pronoun like, yeah, when you texting him, you got to make sure he calls back. And his co-host will be like, whoa, what you mean him? You mean she, right? He's always mixing up the pronouns. He's always doing this. He's always being flirty. He's always making jokes. From what I've heard about him, it does not surprise me that he says that he is bi, right? But I have to say with Joe Budden, he's never been anti. He's never been homophobic. He's never been anything that would make it be a scandal if he came out, which it seems like he may have been, even though it seemed like he was being sarcastic. When I say sarcastic, I think he's serious, but he wasn't serious. So I don't see the scandal in him coming out. When has he never, he's always been an advocate for the LGBTQ community. And when I say advocate, no, he's not out marching, but he doesn't condone that type of hate speech. He doesn't condone, you see what I'm saying? Yeah. No, he's nowhere near little boozies. That's why when it came, I was like, okay, I believe it based off of what I heard. But if little boozy came out, I'd be like, but you are so hateful. What? Joe Budden's not like that. He's always teased that. He's always given us clues. He's always been very open to the LGBT, and he never, ever, ever espouses that type of. Now, if you're a woman, that's completely different. I think he's one of the worst misogynists. He's on the level of Kevin Samuels when it comes to misogyny, right? Oddly enough, Kevin Samuels, well, Kevin Samuels. Oddly enough, Kevin Samuels is dealing with the same accusations, but he's not saying it for himself, right? Jackie said, I feel like he was trolling. He knew someone was going to create a clip of that moment and drive views of the show. You might be you're right about that. See, that's what I mean, Jackie. I agree with you. It seemed like he was being sarcastic, if that makes any sense. Like, oh yeah, blah, 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 blah. But again, there's no scandal if he was, because he's not. He's not. Again, women, yes, right? Absolutely, goddamn lutely. But I don't think that he's ever said or done anything that will make him a hypocrite or make it surprising. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, on his show, he did a clip. It seemed like he was trolling, being sarcastic, but he's always opening. He's always switching. He's never been like, "Oh, I'm a man, or men don't do that." He's always been like, "Yeah." So if it did happen, where's the scandal in that? It's like if I came out as LGBTQ, when did I say I wasn't? Do you see what I'm saying? So it's like, to me, the scandal are people that try to hide who they are, or they speak negatively about a community they belong to. But if you don't, it's like, okay, you came, but you never said you were against. So, okay, right? Listen. Now, here's the thing. Maybe he was playing around. I do believe that he's super misogynistic. He never seemed happy with his women, and he treated them really bad, right? Listen, Kenny, there is truth in jokes, just saying. But again, if he did, he was never against that community. So again, I don't see what the scandal would be. Watch. Okay, so who said? Charmaine said, I watched the whole podcast. Joe Budden's comment was taken out of context. He was making the point about the LGBTQ. Oh, was he? Hold on. Yes, he was. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. Well, then it wouldn't surprise me. Joe Budden always says, you know how women are. He says worse than that about women. And Mal, his views on women, I know everybody thinks he's so clean. Mal actually scares me, his views of women. Like, his views of women remind me of guys that believe in groupie culture. I don't like that, right? Just like Kevin. Oh, he was trying to show how the world is today. Okay. Thank you, Rim. Let's pin Rim's comment. Woohoo! Even though we figured out on our own how to get memberships. But thank you, Rim. Rim's in the house. Let's see. Oh, hold on. Oh, thank you, Rim. Shout out to my mod. Let's pin this. There. Now you get there's a link to join my channel. And you guys, let's take this thing, since Rim was kind enough to do this, world. You guys know, like I say, I give exclusive members only tea. It's only $4.99 a month. I have old videos you can guys watch. My last video, I talk about who Porsha was actually fighting on her trip. This is 70% confirmed. But you know what? I have new tea on the fight too that's coming out this Friday. I also have some really good tea on Simon that's going to be really, really good. I'm releasing to you guys a lot of tea that's too juicy. It needs to be behind a paywall so we can say what we want to say. When it's like this for the public, I have to be very careful what I say. Behind a paywall, I can kind of let that chopper sing. Tattle Tells, let them know how good the last chat was. We went in, but also you can cancel at any time. It's only $4.99. Like, come on. Y'all buy coffee for that much or whatever. And I know what you're saying. So what? Tisa, it's not your money, it's mine. You're right, but I'm giving value. So I'm not even begging for your money. I'm literally saying this is going to be the best $4.99 you ever spent. You have access to the old catalog. We just did one Friday just passed, and a new one's coming up this Friday. And you guys can inbox me in the members only thing and ask me like who you want me to talk about. What we know, flight attendants from the United Arab Emirates. We know models. We know actresses. We know producers. We know actors. We know sound techs. Y'all, if there's somebody you want to see, well, are they as nice as they seem, or do they have any dirt, or what's going on with them? Or did you hear about that? I'll put my little birdies out in the street and see what comes out. And again, on my channel, I give you guys certified, verifiable, where I've cross-referenced it by at least 3 verifiable sources. But I get a lot of tea, right? Let's talk candles. I use 3-wick candles on my station. Shout out to our candle company. Guys want 3, 4, 5, and 9-wick candles. Hit her up. Mama is doing the damn thing with the fragrance business, right? But I get the 3-wick candles. But on my members paywall, I can get you that 1-wick and the 2-wick. The shit that's 30% confirmed, 70% confirmed. Sometimes it's just mess and juicy. I let you know what, but it's a party. I'm telling y'all have to join. It's actually really, really good. Okay, so let's say you can't stand Joe. Joe is an admitted sex addict, and with that, anything goes. Again, to me, it makes sense with his addiction that there are things about himself that he hates, that not hates, but like, actually, no, that's not a good point, right? Never mind. Anyway, yeah. Lily said he's telling on himself, right? Kenny, I agree. It is not a big deal at ooh! TG, welcome, 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 welcome to the Tattle Tells. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the Tattle Tells, TG. I appreciate you. TG is joined along with Pamela Harmon, LaTanya. Thank you for that 2-month anniversary. And also Kimmy Bello. You guys, thank you, thank you, thank you. And welcome to the Tattle Tells. This is going to be the best $4.99 y'all ever spent. Thank y'all. So we also have, what is it? Jackie said, no, listen, Kenny, I agree. It's actually not a big deal. It's not a big deal because, again, he was never anti. So the fact that he joins it, and he's never even tried to put on bravado like, oh, I would never. He's never even expressed this state. Like, he's for it. So for him to say it's just like, okay, Joe, sure, whatever, right? Jackie said, I see what you mean. Fat wouldn't be the word, but I understand your point. Okay, so Takesha said, Kevin, however, may be a member. He's way too angry and misogynistic, not for something conflicted. Listen, I think Kevin Samuels, I don't even know if he's a member. I think he has mommy's issues. I think that he was very, very neglected. I think his mom literally went through hell raising him. He grew up in poverty. His mom was a maid most of the time and wasn't home, cleaning rich people's home. So you know, see how important it is to have a mom home. And I understand sometimes it can't be, but you know, that's the weird thing about Kevin. Instead of blaming his dad for not being man enough and doing a Simon Cambodia and not contributing to the household, to leave him, to abandon him, and to make his mom live in abject poverty, instead of blaming his mom, right? I'm sorry, instead of blaming his dad, he literally decided to blame the parent that stayed. Instead of saying, yo, my dad's not anything and he left us, and now my mom, because he's not giving my mom a penny, my mom has to spend 80 hours a week cleaning somebody's house. And because of that, my mom's not even around me. Instead of getting mad at your dad about that, what's he doing? Right? Instead of getting mad at your dad about that, what's he doing? He's literally digging into his mom, mad that his mom has to work. You literally blame the parent. This is Kevin Samuels. In my opinion, you blamed the parent that stayed. And this is why he's so harsh on women, I believe. The way women come in, he's like, what you think? What do you think you are, a 10? You're nothing but a 3. What man would want you? You're damaged goods, isn't that? Because he's speaking to his mom. Because in his childlike mind, when he was little, Kevin, right? He blamed his mom, saying, oh, if you had been kinder, if you hadn't fussed, if you hadn't done this, if you hadn't gone and dated other men, daddy would still be here. He blames his mom, and his childlike mind was too young to understand that your daddy left because he wasn't shit. And it doesn't matter what your mom did, how much your mom was fussing because she knew, even though you couldn't tell as a kid, that he wasn't shit. Your mom was fussing at him because she knew, even though you couldn't tell as a little kid, that he wasn't contributing to the house. That he, when he said he was coming to pick you up, didn't show up. Your mom was fussing at him because he was being an ain't shit person, right? But as a kid, you didn't realize that. You just saw your mom fussing. And you just saw that every time your mom fussed, daddy would go away. Had you been older, you would have made the connection that your daddy was going away. That's why your mom was fussing. And she was cursing him out as he walked out the door because he was walking out the door regardless. But Kevin can't see that because, listen, he can't see it. Listen, he can't see it. He just is. You said, Astro said Joe has small bleep energy. He damn sure does. He damn sure does, right? Oh, Renata Beauty said, any insight on Portia's face? She used to look lower like Lauren. Now her nose is slimmer. Her lips are fuller. Why is it me? I hated so many. No. So you're not wrong. Portia has 100% gotten lip fillers, 100%. But and she's gotten I don't know if she's gotten a full on nose job, but I know she's gotten injectables in her nose. I can say this: a lot of what you see with Portia's face about it being slimmed down, she's using an edit. She's using a filter. There's a lot of video filters in real time that you can do stuff. When you see her and her face looks almost alien like, it looks like she has no chin and her eyes look unnaturally big. It looks like she has no chin and it's just like an alien shaped head. She's using this Asian filter, video filter. I forget what it's called. I want to say it's like Live Cami or something like that. Where, and because all those Asian girls, sorry, my eyes are itching. All those Asian girls, they over in China, their influencers have that no chin look and all slimmed down. That's why Portia's starting to look so weird, because she has that filter. She also has the filter working on Simon's face, but there's not much the filter can do, because even at his best, he looks like, you know, but but even on the filter pics, he looks like the best version of himself. But he doesn't even look like himself, just like Portia. But she keeps getting injectables in her lips. But I'm not gonna lie, my opinion, I think that she's competing with Fallon. Since Fallon's gotten pregnant, her lips have gotten bigger. People pay for those lips, and I know some people, when they get pregnant, a lot of weight goes to their lips. It looks beautiful on Fallon, and people are paying for those lips. And it looks like Portia's paying for those lips too. Every time, even if you look at the pictures of Simon and let's look at those pictures of Simon and Portia at the Swan Ball. She's posting those pictures, but that was the same ball that Simon took Fallon on, and she's posing in the same way, and it's just so odd to me. It really is to me. Sometimes it looks like Portia cut and paste Fallon's life. It's weird. The only thing is, I know Portia thinks she's dragging Fallon, but y'all ever have somebody try to torture you because they're with the ancient ninja that you used to be with? And you look at them like, I know this fool, right? Here's a funny thing, right? When someone's a generous person, usually when you talk to their ex is like, yeah, he was very generous with me. Why? Because it's a character trait. So if he's generous with me, I'm pretty sure if I talk to some of his ex, like, I mean, like, not casual people he dated, but serious relationships, they'll say, yeah, he was a very generous person. Just like if a woman is a certain way, most likely their exes are like, we're talking about character. Character has nothing to do with how much somebody likes you. If somebody is respectful, they're going to be pretty much respectful to everyone. Now, they might treat you the best because they invest a lot, but you can tell a lot from character. If someone is a cheater, right? That goes to their character. And odds are that even though they might be with you and they'll treat you and you'll treat them great and this and that, they're still going to be that cheater. Fallon's probably sitting there looking at Portia laughing because Portia's trying to rub in her face like she got a prize, and everybody's just like, you literally now have my headache. But had you actually read the Yelp reviews, shout out to Erica De Niro, had you actually read the Yelp reviews, right? And not been so fucking sneaky and doing the stuff, you would have found out and read the Yelp reviews and realized, nah, this ain't it. This isn't someone to sacrifice your reputation, your good girl image, take public scrutiny, all this stuff for a 6-year-old man with 5 kids, 3 wives. You're about to be the 4th one, who's a pathological liar. He's a pathological liar. I'm going to expose him on the Members Only Live. Make sure y'all sign up for that. It is going to be good, 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 good. But he is a pathological liar, right? He's a pathological liar. He's a pathological cheater. He doesn't give a damn about those kids from what I see. He did not pay for any of his older kids' education. He wasn't highly involved in their life. The kids he has now, he hasn't seen them since filming, except for the youngest one, and she's too young to demand anything from him. So he's not even Father of the Year. He's not, again, I can't really even tell if Simon is attractive or not, because I'll tell you, who he is as a person is so disgusting to me. I don't care if he looked like Idris Elba. I'd be like, ew, you are so ugly. And we all know Simon don't look like Idris Elba, right? But let's just say he did. I would still be like, ew, get away from me. Because somebody, it's like, again, character goes a long way to somebody's attractiveness. And when somebody has bad character, there's no fixing that, but much more, they're going to treat you according to their character. Porsha's about to get her karma. She's probably getting it now because honestly, I haven't seen Porsha use so many injectables, so many filters, so many anything since she got the Simon. I haven't even seen her been self-conscious about her body. Granted, Porsha's not skinny, but she's not fat either. Porsha is a nice size. She has a beautiful body, nice shape. She was always proud of her body, right? Those boys in Atlanta love the cornbread. But remember when I told you, Simon likes Playboy bunnies. You know, they love that cornbread fat booty in Atlanta. Simon don't like that shit. He doesn't. He likes Playboy bunny shaped women. You see what I'm saying? So you see when Porsha started getting with Simon, now all her body insecurities. She's apologizing for the way her stomach looks. This is the way your stomach gonna look. If it's real ass, Porsha. I know Porsha always had a booty. I know she did. But she's gotten a little help in the booty. And she definitely got these done. And let me stop, right? Because it don't matter. It's just the point with Porsha. Like Porsha and Simon. Simon is bringing all her insecurities out, but that's what men that are a bit narcissists do, right? Listen, and my Nicki Minaj went, cut his mic. Hey, Dr. 1913, that's right. She's had a lot of surgery, right? She's had, yes, welcome, MB said, right? He said it's worth the money and more. Welcome, welcome, welcome. DC, it's right. Tell them it's good and it's true to you, right? Listen, you guys, I got more tea on the fights that occurred on Porsha's show. The fights that occurred on Porsha's show. You heard me right, add an S to that bitch because I got more tea. I got more tea, and I got tea on when it happened too. And I'm going to clarify a few things today because my sources watching was like, whoa, 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 whoa. There's a few key pieces that I got out of order, but that doesn't matter. I got the whole story now. I heard it from a few more people. One of the people were actually there. Yeah, it's going to be good. Oh, thank you, TG. I appreciate that. Y'all, thank you, TG. I appreciate that. Oh, yes, 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 yes. Listen, Porsha got a whole new face, but she's also using that app that is very, very, I think it's Live Cam or something like that. It's very, very popular. It lightens, it changes the whole shape of the face, and it does it real time for when you're talking. So when you see Porsha look weird, because I don't know why she thinks that looks good, but I honestly think whenever she goes like that, she's trying to look like Fallon. Literally. Because if you hold up at your face, it's like she's trying to look, but it looks weird. Because it's like, Porsha, you have a longer face than Fallon. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's just, so on the app, it just looks weird, right? Yes. Kimmy, I saw Mia's stupid 9-wick candle, but here's the thing. I thought it was so stupid, that 9-wick candle. Because again, Mia's always lying. Mia didn't make that 9-wick candle. She just got it from a distribution thing and she's putting it, she has an online store. So she literally scurried around to find a 9-wick candle. And now again, she's trying to front like it's her candle. Mia is just the worst, right? Yeah. Yes, I did see when Joe said about the things with dogs and everybody said, yeah, ain't a filter in the world that amazing. I agree with you. I know that she's had work done on her nose and she's got her lips done. Maybe she got a few other things done too, but Porsha is a big fan of plastic surgery. That's why I was surprised when she was at the body positivity movement. Because it's like, how are you advocating for natural bodies when your body is anything but? And then she turned around and said that she's going to get a mommy makeover or something. How are you getting a mommy makeover when your daughter is over 2 years old, you're not having any kids? And she said, I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe if I find time to go to the gym, I will. But regardless, what you mean you don't know what's going to happen on your fitness journey? Bitch, it's your job to get up and go to the gym. What you mean you don't know what's going to happen? Saying I don't know what happened is what you do. Like, I'm embarking on a new journey with jobs, or I'm embarking on a new journey for a relationship. You say you don't know what's going to happen when there's a portion of your journey outside of your control, right? That's what I always thought. But for me to say, listen, y'all, I'm starting this new journey. It's called drinking this coconut water. I don't know what's going to happen. Hopefully the water gets in my mouth. If it doesn't, we're going to get a straw and work it out. But one way or the other, I'm going to stay hydrated. Wish me luck. I'll keep you posted. How do you not know what's going to happen on something that is entirely in your control? You know what's going to happen. That's called the choices we make. Yes, I wanted to go to the gym, but I was too tired to get up. So I'm just going to have surgery. How are you acting like you don't know what your journey is going to be on a journey that you control solely? No one else can get you in shape. No one else can get you up. No one else can get you to go to the gym, but you don't know what's going to happen on your fitness journey if you'll be able to go. I can't. I can't. I can't. I can't. Oh, thank you, TG. I appreciate that. Yeah, none of those candles are Mia's. None of them. But again, you know what? I'm not even going to get into Andy and how mad he said, Kevin did a video saying men may just be with the men. Kevin's stupid, right? She is such a fraud, right? I saw that when Kevin had a guy in his bed. Kevin Kittenhill Samuels just promoted men should be with other men. He did? I mean, good for him. Listen, let me tell you something. I hope every fan of Kevin Samuels leaves the dating pool. Listen, because here's the thing. Maybe they should be. Ain't nothing wrong with it. If that's going to make you happy and keep your nasty misogynistic ways away from women, that nasty anger, go harass them. Go. We don't want you. Go. Like, great. Go. Literally go. That's like Porsha pulling Simon Gabodia out of the dating pool. Ain't nobody jealous. Good. Keep that ain't shit. Keep him busy so he's not harassing people in the Red Martini in Atlanta. Go and keep him, please. Right? Yeah, a member of the He-Man Women Haters Club. Exactly. Kevin Samuels is horrible. Also, Cynthia accused her of getting a chin implant when they fought. You know what? I would believe that. That she got, because when she first came on, her face was a completely different face, right? Yes, they've mastered Facetune video. Yes, they have. Porsha does look weird now. She does. Yes, she needs. At the Hawks game, she blew up. I mean, I can't say anything. I put on a lot of weight too. I need to stop eating. I'm probably about to order some cinnamon rolls and I get off with this. Porsha's pretty face for duck shape. Nah. Listen. Yeah, she is trying to copy Fallon big time. Listen, but that's what she gets off on. She tried to do the same thing with Dennis. Again, it's from childhood thing. Her dad cut her and her mom out the picture, threw them away, and put another woman in and family in their place. Of course, Porsha gets off on doing that, right? She is obsessed with Fallon. She is. Listen. You said Fallon literally looks like a Bratz doll. Porsha is the off-brand Walmart version. She's obsessed. Listen, Anita said point blank, Porsha is just lazy. Yeah, exactly. Take all your high value stuff and get out of here. We should be thanking Porsha that she keeps Simon busy. Keep his ass out of the dating pool. I don't care. Listen, keep it out of the dating pool. Literally. Oh, I remember when Simon talked about they're equally yoked. Simon was obsessed with Fallon. Fallon's complexion, her face, her body type, even her being half Thai. Everything about Fallon was Simon's dream. Everything. The way she had long, real hair down to her butt, the way her lips looked, the way her eyes looked, the way her body looked, the way her everything. He loved it. That was his trophy. That was his reward. And now he got Porsha. Again, Porsha's a gorgeous woman, but it would be akin to Fallon being with a man that loves cornbread fed women. Fallon's a gorgeous girl, but you're not cornbread fed. You see what I'm saying? Porsha's a gorgeous girl, but she's not the model skinny. She's cornbread fed. Beautiful body. I don't think she's big at all. Yes, she's thick, but she's not big, right? But she's thick, right? I actually think Porsha's kind of small and she's thick, right? But This what he guessed about Fountain being Thai and him being African with their cultural mix. Well, even though Thai is Thai, yes, he mixed that, but he wanted everybody to know that he's with a girl that's half Thai because that's what he was. That's what he was proud about. That his wife was half Thai, and Porsha ain't nothing, right? And I'm sure he listen. I guess. Listen, what's left to talk about? Let's get through these topics, or am I going to save some for later and just delete them? Oh, last thing, right? Y'all remember about Ramona and y'all remember about Ramona and what's her thing? The Real Housewives of what is it? The Real Housewives of the Real Housewives of New York, right? Well, apparently, the reason why Ramona Singer literally the show was suspended, the reunion couldn't film, and all that stuff happened. The reason why it happened apparently is because when Ebony and Ramona got into a fight the Harlem dinner scene over Black Lives Matter, Ebony stormed out because I think Luann had said racially insensitive things, and Ebony alleged that Ramona said, "See, that's why we shouldn't have Black people film the show." Yeah. So they conducted a big investigation and they said, no, we found there was no evidence. However, Ebony said that she was dissatisfied with the investigation and the fact finding. I don't know about y'all, but based on what I said about I've seen of Ramona and what Ebony said, I believe Ebony. I believe 100% she said it. I think when they did the investigation, they asked everybody at the table, and everybody at the table was like, no, Ramona didn't say that. And I also think that that was their way to justify low ratings by saying that they were delaying the reunion because they didn't want Ramona to answer questions about racism. Because if they knew if Ramona answered questions about racism, she was going to say something stupid. So they decided to axe it, right? Bravo better fire Ramona. They're not going to fire Ramona because they said they did an independent investigation, which is basically asking everybody at the table, did they hear anything? And everybody at the table said no, right? It's like at work, right? We've all seen it happen. It's like at work. Somebody says something, they were harassed, they were this or that. They ask the people, if everybody sticks together, you're screwed, right? Because it's corporate culture. Just because nothing is actually found doesn't mean anything happened. And what Ebony said sounded super realistic. Ebony does not strike me as a liar. She strikes me as super professional. She's worked at Fox News. She's worked at a bunch of places. She struck me as super professional and not a liar. And she wouldn't make those allegations lightly. So take that for what you read, right? Ramona is a pain in the butt, but she's also a dinosaur like Andy Cohen. I think Mel, if you guys don't know, I do recap sometimes with Mel NYC reviews. He's amazing. But Mel made a point where he was like, Andy Cohen just isn't like interesting. He's not funny. He's not like their brand of haha quirkiness. It's not funny anymore. It's not funny. It's not funny for you to talk to waiters and bellhops and stuff like they're goddamn servants. We've been through too much. There's too many people struggling. It's not funny anymore because these are real people, and a lot of people have had to downsize since what happened in last year. A lot of people have had to take jobs in the gig economy because there's no workaround. So it's not funny because now we're the bellhops. Now we're the bartenders. Now we're the people. You know what I'm saying? It's just not funny. Maybe it never was funny, but it's not funny, right? Yeah, I take Ebony's word over all of them, right? Yeah. And the thing is, even Andy would, again, they need to take Andy off the reunions. I actually think Bravo needs an overhaul. They even need to get rid of Andy Cohen. They need to get rid of production or at least get new production assistants, and they need to get rid of Andy Cohen because again, Andy Cohen is turning everyone into like the way I think they allege that they let everybody on Real Housewives in New York go except for Sonia Morgan and Ramona Singer. This is what you do? Sonia, I don't know. She's like just weird. I don't find her problematic, but let me know because I don't even watch that show anymore. But Ramona, you kept Ramona Singer, problematic Ramona Singer. I just can't. Let's see. Who said this? So Nene saying Bravo's racist behavior is not founded. Ebony happens to be going back to that environment. Nene wanting to go back is wrong. Ebony filed a complaint with Human Resources. Literally, Ebony wants Ramona to be fired and she wants an apology from Bravo. Ebony wanted Ramona disciplined. That's it. She wanted Ramona disciplined for saying racist stuff to her. Nene said that Andy was a drug addict. She said that Andy was racist. Nene also alleged in a lawsuit that Bravo as a whole was racist and treats all their Black people wrong. Nene now wants to go back with no apology, no racial sensitivity training, no anything. Nene asks us to boycott a network. Nene asks us to boycott a network that she's now begging for a job. Y'all don't see the difference between Ebony and Nene? You don't see the difference? You don't see the goddamn difference. Let me tell you something. If you accuse somebody of doing something like that, let me tell you, why should you leave your job? I don't believe you should. You need to report them. You need to make sure they need to be held accountable. They need to be fired. They need or disciplined, or they need to have retraining so they wake up. Right? That's what I think. That's what I think. But someone that stands, it's like somebody at your job being like, yo, Miss Main Event, F them. They're racist, they're sexist, they're this, they're that. I would never stand beside me, boycott, beat the drums, right? Mind you, I never have your back at work. I'm always doing this, I'm always doing that. But I'm like, beat the drums, boycott. And you're like, oh, word? Okay, yeah. I'm filing a lawsuit. Bet. Let me know. I got you. I filed a lawsuit. And then the next year, all these people I said this and that, they ain't giving an apology. They didn't do anything. And I'm begging for a job back. You don't see the difference? I never said Nene can't come back. I said it was bullshit the way she screamed all these things. And even when she said that conversation, she didn't ask for an apology. She didn't ask for sensitivity training. She didn't ask for anybody to be disciplined or fired. She just wants to come back like nothing ever happened, which makes me think, did something happen? Because it's just not normal, you know? Listen. No, they're not the same, Miss Main Event. They're not the same. They're not. The allegations, Miss Main Event, you guys, Miss Main Event, how is some, oh, I can't. You think the allegations are the same? You think someone saying my one coworker is racist is the same as saying a whole fucking network that employs over 50,000 people is racist and discriminates against every goddamn Black employee they have? You think that's the same thing? I can't. It's getting late. I can't with this shit. I'm sorry. I just don't. I can't. I know it's getting late. I'm just getting tired. You know what? It's not that serious. Whatever. You're right. It's the same. The allegations are the same as Main Event. Pray for both of them. Ebony, Nene, I hope everybody comes back. I just know that Nene's not getting invited back. So whatever. So apparently whatever it is, Bravo doesn't think it's the same. So whatever, right? I was okay, right? Thank you, Kimmy. That's what I was trying to say, right? Thank you, Kimmy. So it's not the same in my opinion. Ebony accused one person. Nene went off on a whole network and access to boycott them. The reason I'm getting so upset is because when Nene first asked for the boycott and all this stuff, I was with her. She had my heart. If anybody says I'm being discriminated against, I'm going to be like, yo, I'm down with you. But it makes me feel like Nene used her public support as a pawn and a negotiation tactic. Because you asked everybody to ride up, and this is my anger, Miss Main Event. It's not at you. It's really actually at the way Nene performed. You asked someone to ride for you for your own selfish reasons. You weren't interested in racism being addressed at your workplace. You weren't interested in anyone having to apologize. You weren't interested in anything except using the public support you can garner by whipping your community together to support you. That's it. And when you didn't need the community anymore, you abandoned any of the claims because Nene said she was fighting for everybody that worked at Bravo. But when it didn't suit her anymore, she threw it away and she was like, no, let's just get back to what suits me. That's it. So it makes me feel that Nene used everyone, right? Let's see what's going on, right? Yes, exactly. Ebony didn't say bravo to network and Andy Cohen. She made a complaint against a coworker for making a racist remark, right? It's not the same as, oh, you're like, breathe. It just makes me mad sometimes when people use support for their own selfish goals. Do you see what I'm saying? And you asked us to do all these things, but I look back and you only did that because you wanted to rally the support of the community. And especially being in the Black community, sometimes we do get people that try to rally us to use it as a bargaining chip. Then as soon as they get what they want or they get money in their pockets, then it's like, oh yeah, y'all can figure it out. We see already with Black Lives Matter, the way that they're getting sued left and right. Because they're like, yeah. And I'm not talking about the whole organization, but these activists are getting sued left and right because they're just using us to kind of like be like, yeah, and they say something bully, like they use us to raise our voices against these corporations. Yeah, answer for your sins. But then the corporations make a donation to them, right? And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, it's fine. Racism's fine. And we're just like, wait, were you fighting for us? Or were you just trying to get a check and a donation? Were you just trying to get that next Cadillac deal? Were you just trying to get a speaker fee? They pay you to come speak at their company retreat on racial equality, and they pay you $500,000 to come work for 2 days. And then you're just like, all right, guys, they addressed it. Let's move on to the next company. It's almost like you're using your community to harass people for money, which is fine if that money was going for change, but to harass people for money so you can put money in your pockets. And as soon as you get that money, you don't care about anything else. And that money doesn't go back to the community either. So, yeah, listen. You said nervous at Nene, right? She just wants to come back on TV. She knocked the cameraman's tooth out and did not apologize. Listen, exactly. Bam. Nene is not right. We forgot about that camera mom, right? Just to get more money. Nene known us to boycott, but couldn't give us a reason why to carry a stick. She just made it jealous of her car. Exactly. And that's my point with Nene, which is why I get so angry when I think about it. Because she had me. I was riding out for her. I was defending her. But at the end of the day, it's because she was jealous of her coworkers. Maybe she experienced some discrimination. I'm not saying she didn't. The world is this, but I am saying that you didn't care about any Black woman being treated bad until it was you. As a matter of fact, you were the person treating them bad. And now that you want your job back, you're wanting to look through all this stuff you said, all of it, right? Yeah, exactly. She used it as a tool. And I hate when that happens, right? I hate it. Why didn't Nene only do that after she was fired? If she hadn't been let go, she would have made those. Exactly. That's another thing. And here's the thing. I'm not saying they're not true. I'm just saying that Nene never cared and she rallied the Black community, rode on the backs of Black Lives Matter, did all this. Same thing Porsha did for her storyline and to get her show. And then they use it for what it wants and it throws it away, which is fine. Do you get it how you live it, but keep me out of it. Don't ask me to rally behind you when you're literally just pulling stunts as a PR campaign, right? I just don't do that, right? Exactly. It's just like when Nikki screams, protect Black women just to harass her husband. Exactly. Nene is, listen, I don't know Nene's a narcissist. I just know she's wrapped up in herself, right? Yeah, she used protect Black women to get her job back. But if you think about it, it's like you had us all. And again, I apologize for going after you because honestly, yes, the question frustrated me, but it also frustrated me. It was like it's defending where it's like separate the, at least for me, I separate the two. Yes, there is something in what you did. Again, that's like me, you asking me to go to war for you for your job because they treat you badly. And I go to war for you. And the next thing I know, you're like, ooh, if the bosses will take a meeting. And I'm like, but what happened? I thought we were fighting for us. I was supporting you. And you're like, no, it's just me. It's just me, right? Yes. Thank you, Never Rock, right? Listen, that's another thing, Anita, that I said, right? She literally, right? Nene literally, for what she described the working conditions, you want to go back to work for them? Okay, I guess. Ebony is way too classic. She is. Plus, they're always a white. She is. Listen, New York, and that's another thing. It made me mad on the way they tried to blame Ebony for the ratings decline because they were talking about race. Bravo tried to do that. At least in my opinion, I honestly think right? I honestly think that the show was bullshit anyway. The show was bullshit anyway, and it was slipping. And Ebony couldn't save the reviews. It's sad she got stuck with the bag that she was supposed to save it, but she couldn't, right? Hey, what's up, Latoya? Nene was riding high on fashion police, the red carpet. Oops, the red carpet. Listen, exactly. Yeah, and this is my point too, Irfan. It desensitizes racism and F's over POC who recur actual racism. Thank you guys for helping me articulate it. This is another reason why it irks my soul. Because when one person does that and then they back off, all it does is teach everyone else, like, well, it's not that serious because why would you back off? Or we can use money and make this go away. It's like there's some accusations you make that you need to see through. And it's not just for you, it's for everyone. And I know it might be unfair to ask Nene ask anyone making these accusations to put the community on their back, but no, not Nene, because Nene rallied the community. Nene put the community on her back herself, and she used it and to be like, you see, I got my whole community on my back. Now do something, right? But you know who is also suing Bravo for these same situations? Mariah Huck. And you know who has a strong case? I talked about this on my members live. I went into detail. Mariah Huck. That's who you should be saying, oh, okay, not Nene's damn, not Nene. And Mariah Huck is not doing what Nene's doing. But then again, Mariah Huck and Aiden. Well, anyway, it doesn't matter. Watch my members only live. You'll find out more, right? Yeah, Nene only looks out for Nene. She never cared about her issues until it benefited her at all, right? I don't think Nene's approach is appropriate. There are too many incidents happening to the Bravo franchise. So how can all the incidents not be connected and lead back to the network? I agree with you. I agree that there is a problem with Bravo, it seems like. However, Nene doesn't care. And Nene wants to go back into there. Nene doesn't care. She said she wants to have a sit down with Andy Cohen. Why? Andy Cohen doesn't run shit at Bravo anymore. Oh, y'all didn't know that? NBC Universal does. Andy Cohen doesn't. And even, don't get me wrong, they use him as a consultant and they get him to weigh in, but now the ratings are dropping. They ask him less and less and less. Andy's actually in danger of being on chopping block. I talk about that in one of my members only lives too. You see what I'm saying? So even when he's like, oh, I'm going to have a sit down with Andy Cohen, she did that to the public because she didn't want it to look like she was just leaving us out. But I know the corporate structure of NBC Universal and its subsidiary Bravo. And I know where Andy Cohen fits in there, and he fits nowhere. So having a conversation with Andy Cohen don't got shit to do with the people she was actually accusing of racism. You see what I'm saying? Y'all see what I'm saying, right? Listen. Yes, pure ego based. Yeah, the red flags, right? Listen, you claim the whole structure and you claim they were like that for everybody. And now she's like, well, if I have to talk with Andy, it's fine. Nene, get out of here. Literally. We see that from a lot of celebrities. Nicki Matt, people want to rep a certain cause when it benefits on nothing to do with support it any other day, right? Nene vilified Andy. Nerva says, she said no one knew him until he knew her. Now you think he's going to bring you back. You have more seeds. She has more seeds in a watermelon. Listen, she does think that Andy could get her back. And maybe he could. I don't know. Yeah, Bananaful. It is certain people in the organization, not the movement. Unfortunately, they are the people, some of the people that have had the highest media profile. They're trying to use this to become paid speakers. They're trying to use this. So if a company is accused of something, they go in like beating the drums and we're like, yeah. And then they get like fees for speaking, for leading leadership and understanding summits and all this other stuff. And then they blow over and nothing's changed. And they don't invest the money into the community. It goes into their bank account, right? Yeah, we're moving the goalpost and Nene's really not worth it. You are right about that, right? No one exempt is from this economy at all, right? Again, they are surfacing and nobody's saying, Miss Main Event, that Robert doesn't have a problem with it, right? But I'm just saying that Nene, you look at Mariah Huck, you look at Ebony, you look at the way they handled it, you look at like whatever. Nene doesn't want any of that. What happened to her issues? You're willing to go back to a work for a job that didn't even investigate, that doesn't even care, that never even apologized? Okay, I guess, right? She was calling for people to boycott and to quit Bravo, but now she wants to go back to work. So what's she gonna say now? It's cool to go back to man, Nene. Nene's not worth it. I agree with you, Kenny. But Nene thought she was better than her black cast. They let her know. Listen, Andy is tired. The same. Monique the comedian. Yeah, like I thought you said I like Monique the comedian. I was like, ugh. Yes, just like Monique the comedian, right? Yeah, at this point, Nene's just trying to get her job back, but she's not going to get it because of that argument she started with Cynthia and Claudia, right? Ebony was the only reason. Ebony was the only reason I watched NYU New York Housewives, and I stopped watching after 3 episodes because I couldn't take Ramona and Luann. I couldn't take the microaggression. I wouldn't, right? Yes, we have to read beyond the headlines, right? I don't like that they added Ebony as a token either. But here's the funny thing, they added Ebony as a token, but Ebony came like, you're going to take me seriously. And they couldn't handle it. They couldn't handle it. Remember when Ebony's like, I'm the most educated person at this table, and Luann's face almost blew up? Yeah. They are the best. Yeah, New York Housewives do have the best trips, right? Listen, I already knew Ebony couldn't say it when I saw that Luann stuff, right? Yes. Nene had a call to action, very strong call to action. Nothing has changed, and she's willing to walk in her job like nothing. Exactly. Uh, TG says New York couldn't stand that Ebony was more accomplished and educated than. That's the problem. More accomplished, more educated, prettier, and younger. She was like the trifecta, right? She was the trifecta. And don't forget also Luann's beef with Ebony. You know, Luann's husband left her for a woman that looks just like Ebony, like a 22 or 24-year-old that looks just like Ebony. Yeah, Luann's man was down with the coffee. He left her for a woman that looked like a 25-year-old version of Ebony. The Count left Luann for a woman that looked like a 25-year-old version of Ebony. So you know, when Luann was sitting across from Ebony, she was just triggered because she was like, "You look just like the bee that took my husband." And Ebony's accomplished, and Ebony's more educated than her. Please, Luann couldn't take that. She couldn't take it. Miss Main Event, we all agree that Bravo has problems. Okay, we're talking about Nene's call to action. So let's stop talking about Bravo and let's talk about Nene. What are you going to do about it? Nene's call to action. It's unclear whether Ebony's returning. It's unclear how Ebony feels about it. Nene's call to action. What happened to that? I want to know. Yes, and this is true. Kenny, Miss Main Event, you asked why it was different. Ebony is authentic and Nene was desperate and selfish. You can't see why that matters. We're talking about the way we supported Nene. Nene can, listen, Miss Main Event, Nene's a grown woman. Nene don't give a damn what I'm talking about. Nene can do whatever she wants to do. But I have my opinion on it. And I have my opinion on what she did was pretty messed up, rallying the support, only to let it just drop, right? Yes, I lived too. I live it. Yes, that's what Ramona says, right? Exactly. They heard it too, y'all. So there we go. Oh, Dr. J119 says she better clean up her act in that restaurant, walking around to security like she's the first lady. She'd be going table to table speak. Listen, we'll let Lene leave her life. In the meantime, you guys, thank you for this Friday night live. I know it ran on. I had a ball talking to you guys. God, this thing went on for 3 hours and 16 minutes, but I had to let it out because honestly, there were so many things going on. I want to talk about them in one live stream, but I will let you guys know something, right? Oh, okay. No, listen, Bravo the network, that's a thing for another live stream because I do believe that Bravo is, but it is what it is, right? It is what it is. I'm going to see the way Andy actually treats Candice and get a final thing, but I don't know. I don't know. I would like to have somebody from Bravo on here to come and answer and see what's going on. But, we'll see what's going on. Also, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. I know it's been a long one, but there's so many things we had to talk about. Thank you for coming on live and let me do a weekly roundup. I appreciate it so much. All right, you guys. Mwah. I hope you guys have the best evenings. Talk to you guys later. Bye. Talk to you.